It's Tuesday and we're talking about Squarespace. It's time to turn your great idea into reality with Squarespace. That's right, let's do it. Let's make it easier than ever to launch your passion project. What are you doing? You showcasing work, selling a product? Squarespace is for you. They know how to build it beautiful. They've got templates and the ability to customize just about anything so you can easily make a beautiful website all by yourself. And if you need some help, they've got award-winning customer support there for you around the clock. Go to squarespace.com/bombcast for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code BOMBCAST to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. It's April 12th. What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing, man. It's just
here.
is.
It's here now. Yep. That's
No,
how we
fuck
are.
you. It's the 13th.
My taxes.
Like, what am I gonna say?
I don't know what you're gonna say there. That's it's the giant bombcast. That's right. Taxes. This is the last week.
Oh, yeah.
Taxes are due on Monday.
Oh no.
Oops.
Mine are done, and I'm very unhappy about it.
Shit.
I did mine in January, and I still have the anxiety that I didn't do it.
Whoa, it's so
Yeah.
early.
Yeah.
That's
You
pretty
did
good.
it too early, and you like forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I should be having anxiety about this right about now.
Yeah.
So now you have anxiety about not having anxiety. Yeah, I get it.
Because I already got the return, and then
Damn.
I'm like, I don't have to wait for the actual tax day to pass, right? I'm good.
Yeah,
I
you're
still
good.
wait. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Jan,
It's
it's
just
fine.
like you haven't
Jan,
cashed
you're
the check.
good.
You're just like holding on to that check until it's time, and like, all right,
Yep. And then they'll be like, oh, actually, you owe us this much. And it's like,
No.
thank God I got.
we're gonna audit you. Yeah,
Still don't understand how it works.
I am paying money this year. It's been interesting.
I've
That
never
shouldn't
not
be.
paid money because I've always had some sort of weird freelancer situation.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Right.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So I've never gotten money back on my taxes. I don't think I'm getting money back this year either. Maybe next
Yeah.
year.
I thought it was like, oh, now I got 2 kids. That means I get double money, right? And then they're
You
like,
should.
you dumbass, you bought
it
a
might be a-
house, you did all this other stupid shit. Fuck
Yeah.
you. We're
thought
gonna
that
punch
would
you into the
be-
dirt.
I thought that would be good for the economy for you to buy a house.
Well, I
and
had to
shit.
sell a house to buy a house, so it kind of there's different
Oh,
ends
they-
of it, and
they get you when you
all
sell,
this
yeah.
other. Yeah, let's just we'll spend the next hour talking about my complicated tax situation.
Sure.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Right, these K1 forms.
What's the K1 for?
Oh yeah, K1s.
And anyway.
And 99 Misk in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is going on? I don't know. It's video games. I'm Jeff Gerstmann. It's video games. And now who's ready to talk about video games?
Only if we like go to like a fun resort and do it.
Like a fun video game resort? Can we watch fireworks and talk about video games?
No fireworks, but they've replaced it all with like water shows, but not the naughty water shows, like the pure ones.
I was like, yeah.
I was at one of the pure ones this past week, Walt Disney World.
It's not what I hear in the news.
It's hot there. It was confusing because there were so many fucking people. It was also confusing because nobody was wearing masks. Which was, it's also confusing because I don't think I got COVID, but I'm not sure entirely. But Mickey Mouse was there, so confusion and Mickey Mouse
sneezing?
just no. It just reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. That's all I can think of. Is
gross.
Jason,
confusion
you
and Mickey
brought this
Mouse.
upon the world
You made
because
this
you
happen.
went to Disney World.
Oh no!
You
Oh, no.
unlocked
What have I
it.
done? Anyway, Griffin had a good time, but I was like,
Well, that's good.
What?
Wait, I was in front of the Magic Castle yesterday. Does that mean that I caused that whole scenario?
You also
Is that how this all
caused
works?
it. You also caused it, Jeff.
I'm not lying at all when I say that I woke up drenched in sweat at like 4 a.m. the day of that announcement. And later on, when I woke up for real, I saw that around that time, I think, was when the Kingdom Hearts stuff got announced. And I thought, like, I must have felt some sort of disturbance in the gamer hype aura or something that made me wake up just sweating.
Have you been vaccinated?
Yes.
That's probably how they got to you.
Yeah,
sure.
The gamer juice, they put it in you.
Yeah.
So I had a similar, because I get up, the kid wakes up for milk, let's say. Lately it's been like 3 and 6, but sometimes it's 1 and 4. But lately it's been more like 3 and 6 or 2 and 5 or something like that. So I was up at like 5 a.m. that morning, and I've taken to glancing at my phone during those times, and just look at it and just see like people going like Kingdom Hearts 4, and I was just like, yeah, okay, and went back to sleep. And I forgot, like, it didn't seem real. It was just like,
this is a nightmare I'm having.
Yeah, okay, that didn't happen. And then when I woke up and yes, it was very much real, I was like, oh, okay, that's
you know, like that haze when you wake up a little too early than you're normally used to waking up, check your phone, go back to sleep and stuff.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes, I do.
I've been there.
That was when I saw the Kingdom Hearts 4 news. I was like, oh God, what a dream to wake up to. A new game, perhaps? And I went back to sleep, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, this is real.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Because that trailer started off with like the mobile game, and it was very confusing. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get excited about it.
It was all in Japanese too.
Right? Yeah. And then, well, we'll get into it later.
Yeah. That's I want to get into something else that's that personally I find way more exciting, and that's Nintendo Switch Sports. Jan, you went and played some of this.
I did.
There's a video up on the site right now.
You lucky son bitch.
It looks good. Looks real good.
It looks real good. And I don't know why, because they've done this before, right? With the Wii and the Wii Plus, not the Wii Plus.
The Motion Plus.
The Motion
Plus.
Yes.
But I was pleasantly surprised throughout that whole demo of the game that everything just works and it's all super polished and everything. The presentation with all the sports is really cool. It really makes it feel like a match. And they were they were hammering home that all the games you can play online with randoms, with friends and everything. Specifically, I could see the bowling just being a good time with some bros, just bowling with the homies, up to 8 folks. And then
bowling with the homies.
And the best thing is, like, you don't have to just wait for everyone to take their turn. And you don't have to, like, you do have to wait for people to confirm to press A, but everyone can be simultaneously bowling in their own lanes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That would speed shit up. Holy Christ.
God, I can't tell you the number of times playing Wii bowling with a family member, and then, like, they're waiting for their turn, so they wind up walking off and doing their own thing.
And then you got to go track them down.
Exactly.
And drag them. Yeah.
It's the worst. And then the bowling is fairly similar to how it was on the Wii. You're controlling your positioning by moving left and right, and then you're aiming, and then you can add a little bit of spin with the Joy-Con. They do have a warning before almost every game where you're using a lot of motion to, like,
straps, man.
Please put the strap on. We don't want a repeat of a decade ago where everyone was breaking their TVs.
Yeah.
Because TVs are so much nicer now and so much flimsier that they're all gonna break if a Joy-Con hits them.
We had to send out a lot of those plastic weird Wii controller condoms for free. After all that, we lost a lot of money on that. So
I got one of those nearby. But I saw a picture on Twitter of I don't remember which news outlet, but it was a picture of a busted screen, and clearly they were playing a soccer game where you kick, and they kicked and it flew off their leg and absolutely murdered that plasma. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so soccer is one of the games. I'll quickly go down the games available. Soccer, there's a shootout mode where you can attach a Joy-Con to your thigh, similar to the thigh strap in Ring Fit. You can use the same one also if you don't want to spring out for the physical edition, because that just comes with the thigh strap.
Okay.
And so the shootout mode is you're just kicking with your leg and everything. And then the regular soccer mode, you can just do 1-on-1 or 4v4, but you're only controlling one actual player on the court. And that you're controlling with both Joy-Cons. So you're swinging one to do different types of kicks. The fun thing is if you swing both down, because you're just moving with the left Joy-Con, you do like a headbutt dive, and you can do that at any point. So it's just hilarious seeing all these different like Nintendo me-like characters just diving and headbutting stuff, just full on Luigi going for it. There are plans to try and incorporate the thigh strap to the regular soccer game later down the line. So they're thinking that you're going to be able to actually kick with your leg as you're playing soccer. And it's pretty much just Rocket League. I mean, I guess Rocket League is soccer.
Whoa.
What? I wish you could switch around and control your different AI teammates, but because then I wind up falling into the same pattern that I do with every single soccer game and in real life, where I'm just always following the ball and getting so gassed, where I'm just mashing on my sprint button, but there's no more stamina because I just keep running back and forth. The game that I maybe liked the least was badminton, because badminton was a little bit too similar to tennis.
Oh no.
Badminton is just 1-on-1, and you're not controlling where you are in the court. You're kind of just in charge of where you're swinging the racket to hit the shuttlecock. But you could do all the different types of moves.
Did you call me?
You heard me, Jason. You heard me.
Oh,
we got the new mic, so it sounds smoother. And then a position, you're just controlling how you're swinging there, so you can swing left, right, and then do the little bop where you're like softly hitting it, so it just falls a little smoother.
What a bummer.
Tennis, par for the course, where you can just do 1-on-1 or 2v2, but this time in tennis, you can control both of your players, so someone in front, someone in back, and that you can just do forward hits, back hits, or whatever the heck it's called in tennis.
Backhands, sure.
Backhands, yeah.
Forehands, backhands.
And then that you're also not specifically controlling your positioning. The AI is kind of like guiding you to where you need to go, and then you can decide from there whether or not you should just hit the actual ball or just let it go, not offsides, out. So that's tennis, badminton, soccer. Volleyball was probably the funnest game, I'd say.
Were you shirtless?
I wish I was shirtless. I wish they were sand.
Okay.
They wouldn't let me take my shirt off in the Nintendo offices. They were like, yo, dog, chill.
Damn it.
And in these kind of pandemic protocols in place, you can't.
I'm wearing a mask and I'm vaccinated. Why can't I take my shirt off?
You know why.
I know why. And that, I thought it was going to be a little awkward that you're also not controlling your specific positioning on the court, but there it's more so focusing on the timing of your hits, where they'll kind of guide you as to like, oh, okay, you got to bump here, and then you got to set here, and this is all through motion controls. So you're just swinging one Joy-Con up to do a bump, raising the roof to set it, and then you can swing it up and then down to do a spike. But the timing there is super important, because if you're getting good timing on the hits, it is adding like a multiplier, which adds speed to your ball. And that's really cool. Like the first volley I did with the Nintendo employee. Oh God, why did you turn the music up? Anyway, it wound up, we wound up volleying back and forth because the timing was just so easy to do, and just not having to worry about positioning and stuff was good. Okay. The other game was Chambara?
Sword business, right?
Sword fighting. And this,
you have to take your shirt off for this one.
They didn't let me take my shirt off again.
Here's your cowboy hat. Here's your no shirt. Let's go.
Yep. Here's your banana.
Yeah.
And this was actually really cool. And this actually highlighted how, I guess, sensitive the motion on the Joy-Cons are. Because I guess I forget that I don't have to set up like a sensor bar anymore. It's just all in the Joy-Con. So they had me do the basic sword mode, but there you could use a charged sword, or if you're using two Joy-Cons, you're using two swords. And there, it's all about guarding, properly guarding to pair your opponent. So that's like horizontal blocking, vertical blocking, and diagonal stuff. So if they hit you opposite versus how you're guarding, if they do a vertical slash versus and you're guarding horizontally, they'll get stunned. So then you just keep bopping them until they recover, and then you knock them down into a pool. It's great. Went 2-0
like
in that
American
one.
Gladiators or something.
That's exactly what Jess said. And it made me really disappointed. This isn't a real thing that people do. There's no like pro Chumbara League on ESPN2.
So
There
like
should be.
there are like Chumbara leagues or something, but they're not over pools. That's the disappointing thing.
That's the disappointing thing. And then I'm forgetting
Missed
one
opportunity.
more sport.
You talked about bowling before.
Talked
Is
about
that the one?
bowling, tennis, badminton, soccer, Shambara.
Judo.
No
The
judo.
shooting soccer.
The shooting and soccer. There's 6, I swear to God.
Croquet.
No croquet. There are plans for DLC later to have golf
Charts.
in the future. God, what is the other sport?
Lawn darts.
Well, no lawn darts, no bowling. Maybe I talked about them
stands.
all.
Yeah.
No keg stands, no sick kick flips. I talked about
Oh,
volleyball. No hockey. That's
Cornhole.
why Bacalar's in
No
here
hockey.
today.
Yeah, don't be silly. Of course,
Yeah.
there's no hockey.
It's got to be cornhole.
It's not cornhole, unfortunately.
They license that exclusively to Intellivision. So
Son of a bitch.
unfortunately,
Bitch.
I do want to report that you can't, instead of playing as the specific like Nintendo Squirrel Kid looking avatars they
Kid?
have, they just look like squirrels to me.
Okay.
You can just use your Mii's, so you know
Yeah.
you can get your whole Mii squad back up and running. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Okay. No,
I
do.
don't want a me. I don't
wanna
want to
go
see
back.
a me ever again.
What?
The other day, I ended
No.
up on the one menu on the Xbox front end where you can see the avatars that they made, and I was like, "Oh, right, these stupid things. How can I
the
go
OG
delete
avatars.
mine?
No, I
Like,
love them.
I
I love
just
them.
get rid of them.
I've put money into mine. Money.
Get them out of here."
Oh, I love them.
I guess I have talked
great.
about all the sports. Okay. I don't know why I thought.
You talk about bowling, like everyone can bowl at once. Does that mean locally? Like, does everyone
Yeah.
have to have a Joy-Con and a split screen and all that stuff? Like,
So
it just seems like a lot of Joy-Cons to have on
Yeah.
hand.
I'm also
Uh,
curious how the screen is split amongst
it-
8 people.
it's split vertically, so you just are just watching your lane. Locally, it's only 1 to 4.
Spaces.
Got it. Okay.
Online,
Oh, okay.
Sure.
that's when it goes up to 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That makes
depending
more
on
sense.
depending on the game, you can bring someone locally with you to go online. So if you and your homie wanted to play tennis and be the new Venus and Serena against anyone else on the internet, y'all could do that.
Okay.
And the same thing goes with bowling. I don't know a professional bowler. Milton Teacups.
Parker Bone the third
Yep, that guy.
fucking guy.
And as you're playing throughout the games, you're unlocking more cosmetics and everything. I'm not 100% sure if the DLC that they're planning
Like
is
hats and shit or what?
just like other colored coats and like pants and fun shoes.
fun
Nothing
shoes.
too wild.
All right. Fun shoes.
I do applaud Nintendo because I was just going to pick a random character that they had, but they were like, no, we made you. Look, is it like
What?
you? I was like, oh, thanks, guys. That's cool. Got the
Holy
hair right.
shit.
I did also break a sweat, which I was kind of ashamed about because like I think I started getting too sweaty for the volleyball because me and the dude at Nintendo were just getting so into it. And
Well, yeah,
he,
they wouldn't let you take your shirt off. I know.
that I was already heated about. But then like
Yeah.
like the timing of stuff, I was like, okay, all right. And then like we were all like him and I were crouching our knees and like bending our knees to like really get into it.
Oh, damn.
It was great. It was a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. It's out soon, like end of the month soon, April 29th.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a pretty good turnaround. That one snuck up like that. That seems like it should be further out in my head for some reason, but that's not that far off. That's exciting.
Yeah, and then like everything performed well. Like at no point did like my Joy-Cons freak out or like it registered as something else. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's always how it works when you're at the building.
Yeah.
It's when you get it home and you're like, why doesn't this? What's going? What? Something fun.
I would be curious actually for like folks that picked up like a Switch Lite and now they kind of just got to prop up their Switch somewhere and then just connect the Joy-Con to it.
Yeah, like probably go buy Joy-Cons because they might not even have one.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
Like that's so you can do that. I'm assuming, but I just don't. I wonder how many people will.
Yeah, that was a question I forgot to ask about, like, because in my head I just assumed folks would just sync up a Joy-Con to a Switch Lite, but I am 95% sure you can't play the game with a Switch Lite because you can't detach anything, and it just registers as one unit when you sync up both Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I guess it's cool that they're doing this because like the alternative would be to not make this game if they were adhering to some kind of like every game must work on every Switch, then that would really limit them from even making stuff like this. So yeah, you know.
I will say this is the first time I checked out the safety straps on the new Joy-Cons that come with the OLED Switch. Man, those safety straps so much nicer than the original ones. It's like a tethered rope versus like the flat rope that they send out.
Sure.
I was like, dang, I feel safe.
I still have I don't think I took the safety straps out of the box when I unboxed my OLED Switch. So
you live life on the edge.
That's right. I don't care if all these TVs get broken because I'm playing the sickest volleyball in the world. That's just how it's going to have to be.
Yeah, shirtless.
It's also, I don't think it's coming out at like a full 60, which is surprising because I feel like they could get away with it.
Yeah, well, I don't think they do. Do they do anything for 60, or are this Nintendo first party stuff always
50? Yeah, or
I want to say like because I had to buy Mario Party over the weekend. That was 60.
You had to buy.
I had to.
Yeah. So Switch Sports is 50. Mario Party Superstars, just to double check it. You're right, that is 60. Imagine a world where someone pays $60 to own a copy of Mario Party Superstars. What a disaster.
Yeah. Thanks a lot,
probably wearing a green
Abby. It was for the children.
All right. That's fine then.
Just give the $60 to the children.
Wouldn't that be better?
It probably would be easier. It'd be easier.
That's better. You don't have to play Mario Party. Everybody wins.
Nobody wins.
Yeah, well, I'm curious.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No,
I'm just curious if they wind up, because they have plans to introduce golf. They have plans to try and include like the leg strap into soccer in the future. I'm just wondering like what is going on in the R&D department. Like, how can we figure out how to use this ring? Maybe we can use it for archery or something.
I wonder because that thing's been out a while. It was very popular. Like it almost seems. I mean, this is kind of the first thing that uses any part of it, and it's just the leg strap. So
weird.
I wonder if they will ever do anything else with the full ring setup, or if they're just kind of like, hey, that was a good time, and maybe we'll make another one of those someday. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
How many Super Scope games are there? Like 4,
if even. Jesus.
Yeah. So it's. Nintendo. I mean, there are 2 Rob the Robot games. Think about that.
Okay. We're due for at least one more Ring Fit-ish game. And maybe this is it because it uses the leg strap.
Right. They're like, that counts. I don't know. I just want to hook Rob the Robot up to a Switch and see what would happen. I still have mine. Let's do this.
He eats it.
You just need to press the buttons on the second controller, Jeff.
I know, I had a really good technique of like holding the controller and then having the second controller upside down under it, and
upside
would just
down.
Hit so I could hit the buttons for gyromite on the back here. And then,
I did it on my foot. Yeah,
that game gets a lot easier when you just remove the robot from the equation.
Right.
I have never played Stack Up. While we're on the topic, the other Rob the Robot game, I have no idea what it is or how it works.
Same.
And I would love to know, but I have just somehow never looked up a video of it being played, or I know absolutely nothing about Stack Up. It's a nightmare.
I need to know.
I need to know. We need a 3-hour-long deep dive about Stack Up. We'll go. I think if you buy those things got expensive at some point. I don't even think my Rob the Robot even works anymore. Anyway, speaking of robots, Gundam Evolution, their network play test. Technically not robots. Mecha. I'm sorry.
Mecha.
Get it right.
This is so this network play test, I believe, ends today. and it ran, you know, over the weekend and like it was like Friday through Monday, that sort of thing, Thursday through Monday, maybe. This is the Gundam first-person shooter that Namco is doing, and it's an Overwatch game, pretty much.
Yep.
Really.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. The different Gundams all have different abilities. It's a game where you push F1 and it shows you exactly what all the abilities on that character are. Like they went for very similar screens for unlocking skins, for finding out the abilities of your they are definitely looking to Overwatch for some inspiration there. That, you know, you got lines on the ground that will point in the direction of objectives and some of this other stuff that you've seen in some of those Overwatch modes. The only mode I ever really saw though was like a control point capture mode. I was not like pushing a load or you know, or whatever. I didn't see anything like that in there. I only played a few games though, so I don't know if there were more modes, and I did not find any of them, but it's okay. Yeah. I kind of came away from it going like, this is pretty good. This is better than it seems like it should be. And I, you know, as someone who had a good time with Overwatch for a while and then very much never played it ever again. I was like, this is okay. I'm having an all right time with this. There are Gundams on this list that I am enjoying the ability sets and some of the stuff that they can do. Cool.
Yeah, I played a couple rounds.
Nice.
It controls okay. You know, I think the hard.
Did you use a gamepad at all, or were you using mouse and keyboard?
Mouse and keyboard, that controlled fine. Yeah,
that seemed like the way to go. I don't know, like headshots seem to do so much more damage than body shots that it feels like a precision kind of game in that way.
Yeah.
Is the pilot in the head or in the body?
In the body, typically.
Yeah, I figured that was like center of the chest type thing. Yeah.
The left leg, usually. I
don't know. I'll have to watch a lot of Gundam and figure that out. I don't actually know. Yeah, it probably depends. There's so many different mobile suits in there to choose from. And they've got like, you see the hints of like how they're going to do it, because it's got a battle pass. It's got gacha style shop stuff that'll unlock the skins and different voice quips and stuff at random. And like 2 of the mobile suits were locked out of the gate, and you could use a currency to unlock those. They gave you the currency, but it was still like very much like, hey, 2 of these are locked. And so
they want you to experience the buying.
I just wonder now if that game, I don't know if they've said one way or the other, but like, is that game going to be free to play or something like that? Or,
I'm under the assumption that it's going to be free to play, but maybe that's just how my brain works around these style of games now.
It seems almost like it should be, if they're going to lock up a couple of mobile suits behind a currency wall, even in their network test. Seems like they're testing that stuff out. So I don't know. I was about to say, yeah, I'd like that game a lot more as a free-to-play game, but I guess that depends on how they monetize it and how they actually make all that stuff work, because that could be a gigantic pain in the ass to the point where you're like, actually, if I were just buying this game and never thinking about money ever again, that might be better too. Yeah,
the early bits, and I guess since it's a play test, people, I don't want to assume that people weren't playing correctly, but people were just swarming onto points just from the same place they were dying at repeatedly over and over again.
That was nice. Like you know, like obviously like Overwatch has been out for years and people are good at it. So you go play Overwatch now and you're just like, fuck, this I am not having a good time.
Yeah.
As someone who would need to relearn it from scratch. But in this, everyone seemed like a complete idiot. And I was like, yes, I'm going to hang back here and shoot these fuckers and then go capture the point. And and I'm going to use my abilities. I'm going to hit these other keys on the keyboard and see what happens. You know, it was just like, so it was nice to get in on the ground floor of a game that people were not murderous at, I guess.
I'm wondering who, like, you know, this is obviously appealing to the Gundam audience, but does the Gundam audience generally play an FPS?
Right. Does the Gundam audience want like just a you know, you can't even see your skins because it's a first person game, and you know, you can't even really see your cool. I mean, the cool part, as I understand it, the cool part about Gundam is looking at the Gundams and going, man, these Gundams. And you get to see everyone else's Gundam, so I guess there's that. But
there's probably lots of other screens, you know, where it shows your Gundam, but it's all keeping menus and, not in the actual game. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
yes,
like
there are a lot of menus. Every other menu is offers you the ability to look at your Gundam.
To look at your shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a game like Super Robot Wars where it's like nothing but staring at the Gundams, but they're all chibi Gundams. That I can see appealing. But then, yeah, you're right. If you're not seeing your specific dude that you're decking out, and I wonder how granular they're going to be with it. Like, is it going to be stickers that you're pasting on, or like different paint jobs? I don't know.
Different paint jobs. There were definitely different paint jobs. I don't know if there were different decal sets or something like that, but there were like 5 or 6 different things you could change, like skin and voice. There were like different voice actresses you could choose from in that area. I think those were unlocked by default. Those weren't something I had to actually get. But then there's different player icons and like the stuff you would kind of the different elements you would expect from a game such as this, I guess. So I don't know. It's hard to, first person shooters it's such well-worn territory, right? I mean, like so many developers are doing, the huge business with these types of games that you look at like a Gundam game coming out from, Namco, a studio that isn't necessarily known for first person shooting, and you just look at it and go like, this seems like it could be a disaster, but it seems totally all right. I don't know. Like the shooting feels okay. I picked up a controller for just like a minute just to mess with it a little bit and was like, this feels like garbage. But in the settings, it's got like a full on advanced control, dead zone, like all the gamepad tweak stuff you would expect out of like a lot of the same stuff that like Halo has. Seems like it's in here for tweaking kind of your different sensitivities and dead zones and all that other stuff. So, which I was surprised to see because that doesn't seem like it's quite standard yet, but it's good that it's getting there.
Give me Gundam League in the same way they had Overwatch League.
I was thinking that last night, like, as they, and I feel like it's another case of like, are we going to see them really fuck it up? Because, like, what will their esports plan be for this? And their G Sports.
Do you think is there competitive gunpla building, like who can build a kit the fastest?
I'll ask
probably
Pat.
Yeah, Pat's on the top of the charts as
far as there is apparently.
Okay, so
there is. Oh my god,
there would have to be, right? I
mean, it should be like aired on like ESPN2.
Right.
Watch that.
Yeah,
or 4 or whatever.
I mean, if there's competitive cup stacking, then surely.
Yeah,
I compete to do anything.
I was picking up food and they had not ESPN2 but the other one up on the TV, and there was competitive cornhole, and both teams were sponsored by Bush Beans. But they weren't on the same team. They were two. Isn't that a conflict of interest to stack?
Double dipping.
Yeah.
No matter who loses, Bush Beans wins.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. You see that in actually like fighting game tournaments and stuff. Like both these guys are sponsored by Razer. They're competing against one another. So it happens.
It's like the best case scenario for the sponsor, right? Is just like
exactly. Yeah.
They get double the mentions, or like, hey, we were number 1 and number 2 because of our awesome sticks, or whatever it is, because of our awesome beans. You ate these beans and then you went out and cornholed your ass off.
Oh, and then every single player that was playing in that round, they all had AirPods on or like headphones just to zone everyone else out. So I'm wondering what is playing in a competitive cornhole players headphones.
Creed? I don't know.
That's like do you remember there was a TV show where they tried to hip up bowling?
Yes.
Like the bowling game show thing where they're like, and now we're gonna turn the lights off, and then they had to bowl in the fucking dark and music was playing the whole time, and it was just like this like super
bowling.
It's cosmic bowling.
Just it was like all I want to say it was all college kids. I don't know if it was college teams per se, but it was like, here's some funny ways to bowl. God, fucking television.
It's still boring.
Yeah.
There's no way to make this entertaining.
There's no way to watch like watching bowling on
ball.
television. Yeah, right. Yeah. I just feel like that's just something that's like, this is going to be on TV for people that are either like so into fucking bowling that it's the only thing they care about, or people that are like barely into bowling but love to get fucked up
Sure.
and watch TV. Like there's no middle ground, right? There's no like, I'm kind of into bowling and I don't know, watch this guy do the, I don't know, whatever. Bowling. Astral Ascent.
Astral Ascent. Another.
That's just fun to say.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
It's a really good name. It seems like something that should have been taken by now.
I was surprised. I thought when I was entering it into like our website, I was surprised that no one has ever taken that or an iteration of it. Like the Astral Ascent or Astral Ascent : blah blah blah. But Jess and I checked this out. There's an unfinished out on the website now. How do y'all feel about zodiac signs?
Hate them.
Okay, no big into astrology. Okay,
I have one.
All right.
I'm interested in the Zodiac Killer.
Oh,
sure.
Okay. I like Mark Ruffalo as well. Well, here we're just gonna straight up kill the zodiac signs. They're all personified into hot himbos and she himbos. It's pretty much like a Dead Cells game, and I guess I'm itching to play one of those again, where you are traversing a similar path where at the end of each level you pick a specific destination. So you can go into an exploration room, which will have a different reward versus going into like a combat fight room where it's a specific reward there. But instead of picking up different weapons, you're picking up different spells that are loaded up kind of in actually like a Mega Man Battle Network style, where you have 4 spells max, but you can't pick the specific order of them. You got to fire them off as they're going. And then within each spell, you can level those up, and then you can add gambits to each spell, which are modifiers. So like, yo, now my super hot fire punch also electrocutes dudes on top of that. And I say himbos because the character I was playing as, Jess can attest, just exuded big himbo, dumb frat guy energy, but like the pure dumb frat guy type of energy. He was great.
Not the menacing frat
Not the
guy
menacing.
energy.
Yeah.
I feel like himbos need to be kind to be categorized as a himbo. And like if they're just mean, they're just a meathead. I think there's like a etymological difference there or something.
Yeah.
Checks
out.
And like the flow of the game, like it controls really well. It's still technically in early access because I think there's only 2 Zodiacs or boss characters to fight as of right now. But where they're at, it's like, Jesus, like there are lesser games out on platforms that are not as good as this is. A good chunk of it is voice acted. There's maybe a couple of sides where it just text, but it's funny because the character reads or the line reads are so different, where the dude you play as is like a happy-go-lucky, like Goku-ish type of dude, while the main the person you start the game out with, Isla, is very, I'm gonna speak in pauses and stuff.
A lot of vocal fry. I'm really tired.
Is Goku a himbo? Goku's a himbo, right?
Goku's a himbo. Yeah. Goku's totally a himbo. I mean, he has 2 kids, so he's a loyal himbo at least.
But only by accident.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He didn't know he even had a second child.
Yeah. He's just like, this is where the food is.
Yeah.
Is Goku, does he know about sex, or did he accidentally? He seems really dumb to me.
I think he has 2 kids and still somehow probably doesn't know about sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it feels really good. One of the things that what was refreshing to me, I don't think I've seen in a lot of games actually, is instead of just constantly mashing away on your melee button to just do the same attack over and over again, you could just hold it, and then you're just doing the combos. And it's not, there's no air launchers or anything. It's just straight up just attacking a dude, and you're building up mana to fire off your spells. And I'm happy to report I was very close to beating the boss in the unfinished yesterday. This morning, I beat it, went into a whole new world. Everything is super not cute anymore, and everything wants to kill me again.
Oh, shit.
Right. It's cool.
Right on.
Yeah. And the first, I guess, set of levels is very like, oh, you're in a serene garden and everything. And then the second area that I just unlocked is like, nah, everything hates you and you're in the desert. It's good. It's cool. It's nice.
That sounds like a decent variety for early access. If there's only two, there's 12 zodiac. There's 12 signs of the zodiac, right?
I wonder if you're gonna have to fight two at once, or maybe they decide.
What if somebody's on the cusp, like they were born, like, you know, like on the window where there's a cusp?
You got to fight them both. Is that how?
Yeah, like I'm technically an Aries, but I was born in the early part. I might be a Pisces. I don't
Something
know how that all works.
sun rising and all
Sure.
that jazz. What's your
know if it
moon
does
sign?
work.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The
Don't know.
animation in that game is extremely gorgeous. Like,
Yes.
you know,
Oh,
this is an early access game, but it looks like incredibly polished to me. Like, I'm not, you know,
Cool.
nice. It doesn't look early access to me.
The weird thing, though, and that Jess and I saw, is whenever there is like a little talky bit between two characters, the character portraits are a radically different art style than the rest of the game. The main game is kind of like a pixely, smooth dealio, while the character portraits are like they are ripped out of old fantasy novels. And that kind of took me out of the game, because there's like big cat people and big dog people, and then just normal people, and everyone's kind of sexy.
Yeah,
Just a skosh.
Sounds all right.
Yeah.
That sounds all right.
okay.
Speaking of sexy,
Yeah.
BugSnax, bungers.
Oh yeah. Bungers.
Bugsnax.
Bungers. Big bungers. Big
Uh,
bungers.
Just tell me about
Big bungers.
Tell me about the future of BugSnax.
I want to talk about some Bugsnax. But yeah, there's gonna be a little bit more Bugsnax, like an additional free DLC that's coming out on the 28th. That adds they said 3 or 4 hours to the main base game, which is like 7 or 8ish hours. So what is that, like 150% of your Bugsnax right there?
Huh.
Total. 50% more Bugsnax. I'm sleepy.
That's yeah.
I believe they said there's 11 new Bugsnax to catch. They're all, of course,
Oh.
extremely hilarious. Oh my god, I love all of them. They're so funny. They got all new voice actors for these new Bugsnax. They brought back the voice actors for 4 of the little Muppety NPCs.
Oh, sure. Yep.
The ones that are following you to this Bigsnax
Yes,
know,
so
DLC
it's
island
referred
area.
to as the Isle of Bigsnax.
Mhm.
So it's meant to be something that you play. So it's integrated into the game. It's not necessarily okay.
There is like there's a point in the main campaign where this DLC island opens up, and there's like
Okay.
a subplot happening over on that island, and all sorts. It looks, you know, you want more Bugsnax? We got more Bugsnax. It also seems like they're going to like better incorporate like certain mechanics that were slightly underutilized in the main campaign. Like they got some feedback that was like, oh, I love the little strabby in the ball, but I feel like we didn't get to use it too often. So they have these cool little like mazes you can guide the little strawberry ball through to do little puzzles with it and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using that adorable little strawberry in the hamster
Little
ball some
strawberry.
more.
Yeah.
They're also going to there's gonna be hats. You can get hats
Lovely.
now.
What?
Put
Finally.
hats on the Bugsnax that are in the
Oh.
little corral area in the main part of town. The hats on
Oh,
those
weird.
little
Okay.
adorable
Yeah, I'm in.
thingies. And you also they added a like a decoration mode of some sort where you can customize your little house that you live in
Your
on
hut?
the main
Yeah.
island, your hut.
Cool.
So, and you do new quests for the other inhabitants on the island, and they'll give you different furniture things and stuff like that. And it just looks freaking cute. Oh my god, Bugsnax is just adorable.
Do you think it
To a point.
without? I mean, obviously, it's part of this is it's coming to other platforms or something too, right? But
Oh yeah, it's coming
will
on
it be hard to
Xbox,
go
like
back
Game
to
Pass, yeah.
BugSnax knowing now what you know about BugSnax and the nature of BugSnax?
Yeah, this does take place before, not spoiling it, but the end of the game has some crazy stuff happen in it.
Yeah, integrating into the middle of the game seems like a real like, hey, turn back the clock and forget everything you know about what happens in BugSnax.
I think they said there might be some sort of integration, like plot wise with that might reference things you've already done plot wise and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that. I think somebody asked about that and they said something of that nature, that it's like It is standalone. You can just go back and do it, but it isn't a thing that you can do from the get-go.
Right.
And it kind of takes place a little bit before the ending, sort of. I don't know. I'm not super sure.
Well, if they want you to use items that you get over the course of the main game, then they probably won't open it up until you have the items they expect you to have to go play it. I'm guessing. So yeah,
because they got the tripwire thing that you can use to light torches on fire and stuff like that, and catch BugSnax. And there's a new mechanic, of course, with the jumbo BugSnax that are gigantic. You can't catch them because they're too dang big. You have to shrink them first with this like shrink powder bomb sort of thing, and make them tiny, and then you can deal with it.
No, I just want a big bunger. Damn it!
Can I make them big again?
Bunger Royale. I don't know.
Can we make small BugSnax big snacks?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be like crazy surprised if there was like further mechanics dealing with shrinking and enlarging them. I don't know if the bomb that you use to shrink them, I don't know if that's like if you hit them once it's permanently shrunk or anything like that, or if it's like a timer based thing, maybe it comes back. I'm not super sure, because it would seem that it seemed like there's some BugSnax that you want to keep big so they can do stuff for you. There was a Clobsteroni at some point that had a trampoline on his back, and it seemed like it was important that he could. Yeah, it's adorable. It seems like it was important that that guy was big so that he can like bring the trampoline to other areas.
Oh, sure.
That he was walking to. Okay. So I'm wondering about that. And they're also like using the claw shot thing for different stuff to catch different. The pie BugSnax has like a lid on it, so you can't make it small unless you take the cover off of that. Oh, what was it called? It had a funny name. It's probably playing right now though. But it looks cute. I'm excited for more Chandlo. He was like my favorite character.
Right on. That's out the 28th for free. That's cool.
It's
for free.
Yeah.
And it's like
coming to Game Pass, right?
Yeah, and it's another whole half of the base game. It's 3 or 4 hours. It's pretty meaty. Do some more quests and stuff. I'm excited.
Cool.
Looking at this footage just makes me hungry.
Right, the bunger.
Also, did you see there's plushies now on, I think, Fangamer? There's a Strawby plushie and a Bunger plushie, and I'm kind of wondering if I should get one or both of those. I'm not sure.
You know what the BugSnax are. Don't do it.
They're cute.
You don't want them in your house.
You don't want them around.
They're cute. I like their googly eyes.
Do not trust the BugSnax. And for the love of God, don't eat them. Jason.
Yes.
Jitsu Squad.
Oh my God. You guys know me. Like, I've been around here for a while. You guys kind of know what a Jason game is.
Sure.
Okay.
This is a fucking Jason game.
Everything about just the name of it, I'm just like, that sounds like something
that Jason would be into. This is a beat 'em up. Okay. Kind of flash animated.
Yes, a belt action game.
Yes. I'm a little disappointed with the humor callbacks, the references, because they're trying to bring in as much as possible from old beat 'em ups, whether it be Golden Axe or Final Fight or whatever. They reference Metro City. They fucking even like bring in like an Aerosmith song at some point. It's ridiculous, but the fucking gameplay is so good that I'm more than happy to look past this. It's got staples. It's got a parry system. It's got fucking double dashes. It's got air combos. It's got launchers. And you slowly build on that as you progress through the game. Like I'm probably on like level 3, and I've unlocked most of the abilities, so there's just like a hold up to an attack, and that's like a launcher. You can jump and do air attacks. Then there's also Street Fighter style motions where you do like a fireball motion, and then you throw a fucking fireball from your raccoon dude who's dressed as Strider, or if you're an afro wearing frog, or a little bunny, or a Viking styled a wild boar, whatever. So yeah, there's animals that fight in this, but dude, I'm really, really enjoying the gameplay of it.
It looks very flashy.
It is a lot of fun. It's super. Yeah, I watched Maximilian play this. He's actually kind of featured in the game as like as an assist in one of the levels, but I watched him play like a 4-player match, and it was just fucking chaos, and it just looked amazing. So it's way more than just a button masher as well. Like if you time out your attacks, you'll do like a hyper chain combos, they're called. You get a little red outline to your character and stuff and do more damage. You're rewarded for being invested in the combat, which is, you know, not necessarily against, you know, most beat 'em ups, but
it's a depth that most of them don't go for.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going for. So there's a demo out there on Steam. Please check it out if you're into beat 'em ups. It's super fun. I like it a lot.
I just like
way
saying
more than I expected.
I just like saying belt action.
Belt action.
We should start calling these games that instead.
There we go.
Start using the Japanese term and really just go back to.
It bothers my mouth that it's jitsu and not jutsu.
Yeah.
But it looks neat.
Sounds dirty to me for some reason.
Yeah.
It's a very small developer, like they're from the Netherlands or something like that. And yeah, it's some of the writing and humor is a little off the mark and dare I say cringy at times.
Sure.
Some of it is actually pretty good. You know, deep callbacks to stuff can be, you know, nostalgic and a little fun sometimes. And it's chock full of that shit.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of polish on that game.
I'll give it a look.
It's cool.
The trailer looks pretty rad.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I never know what I really want out of that style of game because
this is what I want. Because one of my most favorite beat 'em ups is like the D&D series, you know, where you can do like or like Aliens versus Predator, where you can do like down up attacks and shit like that.
Right.
It's got that, you know, and
cool.
you know, enemies don't go off screen. You can infinitely juggle. It's just it's a power fantasy in a beat 'em up form. It's cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
Jan,
Yes.
13 Sentinels has made its way to the Switch.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. My game of the year.
God dang.
2 years ago now.
Damn, has it really been 2 years?
It's
I guess it has, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh shit, I don't know.
I've checked out like a couple hours into it, just progressing through some of the character storylines. The thing I was most worried about is how the combat sequences would play on a Switch. And happy to report, everything looks good. Everything sounds good. Those teens sure are in those mech units, and some of them don't remember shit.
Or have clothes.
Have clothes. Yeah.
Dude, teens on my Switch.
Hell yeah,
More likely
baby.
than you think.
They're not actually. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you've ever been curious about checking 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, but you didn't have a PlayStation, it is now out on the Switch. I think those talky bits, the story segments lend themselves really well to handheld because, you know, you could just play a couple rounds of that as you're reading before you head off to bed. And I was anticipating some really bad slowdown happening when the combat sequences get really complicated, but happy to report haven't experienced anything insane. Some slight slowdown happening when there's too much shit on screen and all these, I don't want to say spells, but abilities are firing off and people are jumping 20 feet in the sky to slam down on crap, and huge hyper beams firing off in every cardinal direction.
Yes.
It's great. It's great. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. If you like anything sci-fi, don't let the anime characters dissuade you. It's good shit.
Right.
Go listen to Jan's rant,
please.
From Game of the Year episode a couple years ago.
And if you're even mildly interested in yakisoba pan,
yes, I had no idea.
Featured.
Yeah,
I want some.
They actually sent over like a bunch of cooking shit. Like here's this oven mitt with the Wally looking dude, an apron, a table mat, and then like a little oven mitt or oven hot pan. What is this called? A pan pod? Not a pan slip?
It's a pot holder.
Pot holder.
Pot holder.
With BJ on it.
Yeah, and then like a little mini cutting board.
Little cutting board.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, in y'all's opinion, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, who's that? This little hole here is this for like holding it and hanging it?
Yeah.
Right.
Hanging it.
Yeah.
Or
hanging.
do you use your knife to scooch over everything to fall into the hole into the apparatus that you are?
No, there's a lip on the hole. No, don't do that.
Okay. All right.
For hanging.
That's what I was curious about. 13 Sentinels. It's been out.
You use that hole however you want to use that hole, Jan.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm not gonna get in your way.
Thank you for not yucking my yums.
Yeah. Speaking of a mixture of yucks and yums, I've got this chair.
Oh.
It's yellow.
Yeah, DX Racer has a new chair out, and as that Secret Lab chair that I got a while back was really making me extremely unhappy. I'm going to send you one of these for review. I was like, yeah, I'll take a look at your chair with my ass, with the eyes on my ass.
Yeah,
we'll take a look at this chair.
Go check out the door.
Ass wide open.
All right.
Ass wide open.
No, that is no. I don't want to. No.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. So they sent over. It's the Craft. It's similar price range as that Secret Lab Titan, which is to say it's like $500 basically. And I don't know. I feel like the wrap on chairs, on gaming chairs, back when I bought that Secret Lab chair, was a lot of people saying like, oh, Secret Lab makes good chairs and everything else is dog shit.
Right.
And a lot of people specifically saying don't get a DX Racer because they're terrible. This just seems very much on par with that Secret Lab chair. I don't know what they were making before that to know if the quality is any better or worse, but like
they all seem like they're made out of the same mold.
Honestly,
yeah.
Mold?
There's like putting this chair together like was identical to the process of that Secret Lab chair, to the point where I was like, some of these parts seem interchangeable.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
I think
that's
they're all
weird.
from the same factory.
They,
But
yeah, I
like,
wonder.
Come out of the
them.
same spigot.
Yeah. But the thing that doesn't come out of the other factory is that I don't remember if they said, hey, choose a design, or if they just said we're going to send you one. But this is the one they sent, and it's hilarious.
I'm a fan of this.
I'm going to stand up now away from the
Yeah.
microphone for a bit. And
For audio listeners, this is the
Yes,
time to
look at
finally
that- look
check
at
out
that
the
bunny.
video.
Look at that bunny. He's very confused.
There's a yellow chair. Yeah.
He's been watching Kingdom Hearts. Oh, it's on the back as
Oh.
well.
Oh,
It's a nice
he
yellow.
He looks kind of sassy and pissy on the back.
wearing
Yeah.
like a dinosaur outfit. I don't know why. I don't know who would.
Is this not
want
a
that.
is this not
I
referencing a
don't know.
game?
I don't know if
No,
it's
I-
like a licensed bunny or what, but
Huh.
I'm into him.
I think it is a their own design. I don't think it's necessarily licensed from a game that I know of. My daughter loves that.
Yeah.
She wants to sit on this chair very much and never wanted to sit on the black and orange chair that I had before. So
It's very telling right there.
that's that. I don't know. It feels very much on par with that Secret Lab chair, which is to say, it was very comfortable. And then at some point, that Secret Lab chair turned on me, and I was like, I hate this thing. And the arm had started to come apart on it, and I was like, this chair is killing me. This chair is murdering me.
Someone in the
Damn.
chat linked to the page for this chair, and you could have gotten America edition.
Oh,
Got all the red, white, and blue all over it.
This
There's
is the new.
I-
This rabbit is the new American flag, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's a pink one with a kitty on it.
God damn it.
Um,
You could have got the pink one.
There's a spaceman one. There's a koi fish one.
Yeah.
That looks like very Yakuza style.
Okay.
And there's also one called the Thinker, and it's got a vaporwave sort of gimmick going on here.
All right.
That could have been the one
You
too.
got one of the worst ones, I gotta say, honestly.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel
Not my
I feel
favorite.
pretty okay about it.
I
but-
like the shade of yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the shade of yellow as well.
Pops
But
and pops.
yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess the only thing I would really say about it is like, like I said, I feel like the wrap on gamer chairs was very much like most of them are garbage. And I just distinctly remember years and years of people saying that DX Racer specifically was making garbage.
Right. Yeah.
And this to me seems extremely on par with the secret lab chair that everyone was like, this is the best gamer chair. So I guess it's right up there with that stuff. Take that as you will, because I feel like
very much the same.
Yeah. The other kind of larger thing there is like, maybe don't get a gaming specific chair and just get a really good office chair that's ergonomically better and all this other stuff, instead of this pillow that is like in my shoulder blades and doesn't really ride up high very well. Like, it's just, I don't know. There are better chairs out there that maybe are not gaming focused. But I haven't gotten into that world. I don't know. Before this, I was buying chairs. I was just going and buying. I would go to the Staples or Office Depot or whatever and actually physically sit in a chair and go, this one feels okay, and then get that for like $100 or $200 or something like that. So I don't know.
If even,
yeah.
Sorry, my partner's off in the side here, and she just got a pair of roller skates. Now I'm concerned that she's going to die. Please don't.
Is she a roller girl now, or?
Well, she knows how to ice skate relatively okay. I'm just concerned. Oh no, she's rolling. She's okay. There she's rolling. She's at the stove now.
Tilt the camera just a little bit.
Why didn't you lace them up? I don't know. Okay? All right. Well,
seems extra dangerous.
Extra dangerous. No helmet, no pads.
Lace them up.
All right.
No, she's just tucking the laces into the roller skates.
Man.
Smart.
Oh,
yeah, that's for easy on, easy off.
Boy. All
right. Well, why don't we take a break? We'll see how this roller skating situation plays out during the break, and we'll get back into it with some news.
Fantastic.
Oh.
I heard a yelp of fear.
Websites. You know what I mean? Who's excited about websites? Everyone. It's 2022. It's time for. Do you not have a website? I've got like 4. What are you doing? It's time to turn your dream into a reality with Squarespace, because Squarespace is making it easier than ever for you to launch your passion project on the web. Whether you're looking to start a new business, showcase some work, publish some stuff, sell some other stuff, whatever you're doing, Squarespace is the tool for you, and they can make it beautiful, baby. Oh yeah. They got templates created by world-class designers and the ability to customize just about anything with only a few clicks, so you can make that beautiful website all by your lonesome. And you can sell stuff online. They got analytics so you can see how it's doing, make some tweaks to see if it does better. Maybe it'll do worse. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to sell a lot of stuff. Maybe you're just an artist like that. What do I know? Everything's optimized for mobile right out of the box. There's nothing to patch or upgrade ever. They'll even help you buy a domain if you need that. You need help? They're there 24/7, but they've made it so easy you probably won't. Squarespace empowers millions of people to turn their great ideas into something real, and now it's time for you to join the club. Head to squarespace.com/bombcast for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code BOMBCAST to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/bombcast, offer code BOMBCAST. Two out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they are 35. And more than 50 million men in America suffer from male pattern baldness. That's where there's Keeps. Keeps offers a simple, affordable, and stress-free way to keep your hair. How do they do it? By convenient virtual doctor consultations and medications that get delivered straight to your door every 3 months. That stuff comes to you. You don't got to go out and get it. They've got care and support available 24/7. Keeps has a network of expert medical advisors, prescribers, and care specialists to support you in making your hair goals a reality. And it's low cost. Treatments start at just $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions of the 2 FDA-approved medications that prevent hair loss. So treatment plans can be affordable. This is typically like half the cost of like a pharmacy price. Keeps has everything your hair needs delivered straight to your door with discreet packaging and proven results. And remember, prevention's key. These treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so act fast. When it comes to your hair, save more, spend less. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/bomb to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/bomb to get your first month free. keeps.com/bomb. And we're back. Why don't we get into some news
I'd love
of
to.
the world? Yes, there's worldwide.
For audio listeners, we're waving our hands to signify the world.
We're spinning the ball, spinning the globe.
From around the world. Dateline, Tokyo.
Fushigi balls are back in vogue.
Oh, yes.
They never left. Jan?
Yes.
What the fuck?
What's going on?
I thought we were done. I thought we were free and clear. I thought that we were simple and clean. I thought that it was over.
It's time.
I thought that we would that this would never darken our doorsteps again.
It's fine. It's fine. It's time, everyone, to face our fears, face your fears. Just come with me and we will reach a sanctuary here.
Okay.
They have announced Kingdom Hearts 4. And
no, that's not a sanctuary.
No, what? yes, just come with me. It's fine. It's fine. Everyone has very smooth faces now.
Oh, my God.
We were talking about it at the beginning of the Bombcast, but it is Kingdom Hearts' 20th anniversary, and hearing that makes me feel incredibly old, and places me in my personal timeline as to where I was when Kingdom Hearts first came out.
You've aged out of Kingdom Hearts.
I
think
you're
saying
you're still in it. Sounds like
I don't think you can age out of it unless you die. And let me tell you, the internet and the Kingdom Hearts perverts out there, myself included, all over the place with this Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. A lot of everyone is joking around that we're not going to see it until, I don't know, 3-4 years, if not like a decade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's yes.
But this trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 picks up after the final ending of Kingdom Hearts 3,
which we all experienced.
Yes,
right?
of course. Yeah. It was in a pseudo Shibuya, and that led people thinking that either Sora is in the Yozora world that gets teased in the Toy Story world. For folks listening, this is going to be incomprehensible. It's going to be incomprehensible. You may not understand shit that I'm saying for the next 10-ish minutes. And it led me to believe that we were going to be in the World Ends With You world, the Tweewee world, or the Neo Tweewee world. The World Ends With You.
Okay, thank you.
But this is revealed that it's not actually Shibuya. This is like I forget the name they're using for it. It's Grand something.
Starts with the Q.
Okay. I guess I read the wrong thing.
The Quadratum.
Yes, the Quadratum. Yes, it is not actually Shibuya. And folks are kind of miffed about the smooth lookingness of Sora and the other people now. But I am on
smooth looking. I don't understand.
He looks older. He kind of looks like an actual Final Fantasy character now. His feet are
looks
small.
like the bouncer.
He's all grown up.
Bouncer, or
like the bouncer.
He looks like Sion Barsad, who's his actual father. That's not canon. Maybe it is.
By the time we're done here, maybe it will be.
Who knows? He's got normal feet now. He's wearing Chucks. He's not wearing his clown shoes. He's not wearing.
Crazy.
You think he always had normal feet and just the shoes were weird, or is he changed?
No, I think
he had normal feet. I guess.
That boy has big feet.
Really?
Everyone there has big feet. It's not just big shoes.
How do you know?
I've seen some art.
They show him. Okay, wait. Okay,
they have shown his feet.
Okay, all right. Okay,
and they are
Somebody's shown his feet.
Going off foot fan art. We're going to be here all day.
I'm upset though because I didn't peg Sora. Oh God, I didn't think Sora was
please.
A Keyblade seems like it would be uncomfortable.
I didn't think he'd be a Chucks guy. I thought he'd be a Tim's guy. I thought he'd be wearing boots.
Okay.
And then folks are kind of all over the place. This is all super early footage, so it looks kind of bland right now.
So that's the other thing. Yes, Famitsu reported via Videogames Chronicle, who translated it, that this trailer was done in Unreal Engine 4, but they are moving to Unreal Engine 5 for the final product. So on top of it being early, they're also going to change, they're going to upgrade the engine at some point before this game ships. But Unreal Engine 6 will be out by then, so fucking
Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
I want to see the pores on Goofy's snout, god damn it.
Oh no.
Damn it.
So in this switch in the art style, I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. I'm of the mindset that this is just a different world, that Sora is now kind of copying the look, just like how he copies different characters' motifs when he enters a different Disney movie. But I think maybe we'll either A, get more Final Fantasy introduced into Kingdom Hearts again, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was very, very sparse in terms of Final Fantasy representation. Or they will lean into the, I don't know, the more realistic Disney movies. So maybe we'll get Sora teaming up with Lizzie McGuire. Fingers crossed. I can finally get my fanfic fully realized.
This is where we get the ESPN land.
That's so
yes.
All the other,
Raven-land.
Oh yeah, that's so Raven. They're doing a reboot of that back in San Francisco, I think. Anyway,
that's like 3 reboots now.
3 reboots, yeah.
They're calling this the Lost Master arc. So is Sora the master, and does that mean he is lost, and that's why he's in this world?
Probably seeking the Lost Master, if I know this guy.
Yes, he's seeking the master because the master is one of the dudes in the black hoods.
Okay.
I'm also thinking that, like, you know, this could be time for Kingdom Hearts to introduce perhaps some of the Marvel properties, because Disney owns that. They could also perhaps introduce Star Wars.
Yeah.
I have wound up seeing some pictures of people claiming that they see an AT-ST's foot in the trailer. A quick flash of it. The thing that I think is going to upset not a lot of people, but a good chunk of the Kingdom Hearts perverts out there is that
feet. It's the feet that look different.
On top of the feet, it's that the story, there's so much little tidbits of the story aren't actually told in the main numbered games. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like 2.8, 3, blah, blah, blah. Dream drop distance and all that jazz. That a lot of the backstory now has been added through like the mobile games. And a lot of that is going to be lost on folks. But now that I'm thinking about that, I kind of don't care. I just want to see Darth Vader as a heartless person.
Well, I mean, you're in luck there, because they also announced Kingdom Hearts Missing Link for iOS and Android.
Oh, great.
There'll be a beta of that sometime this year.
Okay.
So maybe you'll get your 40 hours of story in some kind of gotcha game, let's say.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I can summon Baby Yoda, and then Baby Yoda's riding the teacups with me, and then we're having a good time, and then like beating up all the bad dudes, and the bad dudes kind of look real and shit. That's tight.
Do you think Sora's ever gonna fight Darth Maul to that iconic song "Duel of Fates"?
Can we have a dual keyblade? Is there? Can we have like a double keyblade?
Oh my god! I'm on the verge of crying thinking about it. Oh my god! What if? Oh, okay. I need to stop talking about Star Wars Rebels. But
Jar Jar Binks as a friend.
Jar Jar Binks and Goofy getting it on.
Oh my god!
Sora watches.
He's one of the dark ones. Like somebody pulls down their hood and it's Jar Jar.
Jar Jar got fucking Norded, man.
Yeah.
And then what if he just speaks in a deep voice and he still goes, Misa evil now, Sora. And then the trailer ends, and then you have your lovable Donald Duck and Sora looking for, or Donald Duck and Goofy, sorry, looking for Sora. And then the trailer's all in Japanese, but I'm under the assumption that it's actually Hades at the end, because then they are under the assumption that Sora's dead, but I don't think he's dead. He's kind of like erased, but not really erased, because he was looking for someone that kind of died, but they didn't really die. They just used up all of their energy, kind of like Goku using up all of his life force. So he's only really got a day, but then Sora used all of his life force, so that's why he's not actually dead. He's just kind of not dead. He's in like not purgatory, but he's in fake Shibuya.
Yeah.
And also there's a bunch of people.
That's what I thought too.
And then the girl that opens the door might be someone's sister that is only covered in one of the games for 5 minutes. Duh.
Okay.
The most exciting part about this, though, we're gonna get a new.
No, go on. We're
gonna get a new Hikaru Utada song from this.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're gonna produce a banger, and they're gonna be. So they were late to dubstep when they came out with fucking Kingdom Hearts 3. that I'm thinking about. All right, what's the musical trend that happened 4 years ago that they're gonna get super into, and then it's gonna be pop punk.
Okay,
but I feel like the pop punk resurgence is maybe only like 2 years old, though, right?
Oh,
I mean,
you're right.
Like
by the
4 years,
time it comes out,
well, no, by the time it comes out, yeah,
yes,
we've still got years before it comes out. So.
Oh my God, Hikaru Utada and Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker.
Yeah, that's
You're welcome, Nomura.
No, people in chat are saying if we're talking 4 years ago that it's either trap or mumble rap or something like that. So maybe we can get Lil Xan.
No, get
on the track. Or
you know who has a history of being in video game songs now? 21 Savage. Get me 21 Savage talking about
21 Savage
instead of like it's a knife. It's just going. It's a keyblade.
Yep. Okay.
Jesus.
And then I just need the continuing saga of how many cars 21 Savage has and how many garages he has. And then I need Hikaru Utada to also sing about that.
I feel like I've not heard from 21 Savage in a while, and I'm worried. Has he had to contract? Does he have fewer cars and garages now?
I know. I need his authority on if that's a knife. Or I guess it's a knife. Oh, you could have... if they do trap, they could have Hikaru Utada and Migos, and then they're just doing their ad-libs like, Mama! But they'll do like Disney-related ad-libs and go, yeah!
Sora, Goofy, Donald.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. It's not going to come out until like I have children and I'm married and crap. But, you know, I'll be happy to share it with my
married and crap.
You know, kids and shit.
Yep. Oh, I get it.
Oh, kids and shit. Believe me,
she's
I know.
going to hit you. Look behind you.
She's busy. She's wearing headphones. She can't hear me.
Okay, good. Smart. Yeah. That's
and crap.
So I don't know, man. There's still just some part of me that is like in my, and I shouldn't be, because it's video games, and what is the video game business good at? It's making another one, even when they maybe didn't need to. Especially Square, they're good at eventually they get around to it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm logging back in because I got logged the fuck out of the
I also got
podcast document again. So
if we can get what's his face from Stranger of Paradise hanging out with Sora and company.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Yes.
And then like
with his fedora.
Exactly. And then Sora and Donald are just like, oh, hey, Mr. Fedora Man, we're just trying to find a friend. And then he just goes, bullshit.
Yeah. This is the edgy adult Kingdom Hearts
in terror.
Yeah.
Got a cuss word.
The hard T.
Yeah,
the hard T rating.
I mean, you know, we've been waiting in Marvel movies for someone to say fuck. Right? This is the opportunity for someone to just say bullshit in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Please.
Who do you think in the Marvel universe is most likely to say the F word?
Donald Duck. They're gonna have like a Donald Duck plush.
Okay.
In a Build-A-Bear, and he's gonna say fuck.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also surprised that it's like straight up Kingdom Hearts 4 and not there's no
like
offshoots.
3.5 or like they're just straight up. Maybe they'll learn a lesson. The other thing that I saw a lot of was people looking at this and saying like, boy, that dude's gonna make versus 13 whether it kills him, huh?
Right.
Based on some of the gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll say again, every time it comes up, I was the guy who saw those versus 13 trailers, and despite not giving a fuck about any Final Fantasy stuff at the time, was like, that looks all right. That could be something. But I will not go there. I will not go there.
Okay.
If they make versus 13, but it turns out to be a Kingdom Hearts game, that's a bridge too far. I'm sorry.
Dan, should we mention that we are going to do a Jansplained/Jessplained on the topic of Kingdom Hearts?
Yes. Tomorrow after the Arcade Pit, and also Arcade Pit comprises of all of us for the finals.
The finals.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Team Butts, 2Ts, 1Z against Team Fancy Cats here. We'll see who winds up winning on top. And then I believe the winning team gets to cement themselves forever in Arcade Pit history moving forward.
Oh shit, that Toad is gonna fucking be immortalized.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh man.
That Toad is immortal regardless of what happens tomorrow.
I really liked my chili drawing from 2 weeks ago.
That was pretty good.
After the Arcade Pit finals, Jess and I have roped in Tamora and Lucy to watch us explain Kingdom Hearts through the art form of PowerPoints.
God,
The
that
ultimate
is
art form.
fucking cruel.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, they agreed to it.
I'm already done. 16 slides, simple and clean.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
How do you get away with that?
And also
Just
by
16
not knowing what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jess, you should we should also mention it's a vague familiarity through osmosis, your knowledge of Kingdom Hearts.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
All I know is that at
I'll
some
get
point,
into it in the PowerPoint itself. I will mention my background and history with Kingdom Hearts briefly. So, but it is not what I would call expert level by any stretch of that word.
I mean, what is there to know? I know they put the bugs in him and Goofy's dead. What more do you need to know? That's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Wrap it up.
Bugs. I forgot to include the bugs.
Oh, they could do a Bug's Life. They could do a Bug's Life.
And put the bugs from a Bug's Life in it as a whole. All right, Kingdom Hearts 4 coming soon.
I forgot Ratatouille was in it. Oh man.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Remedy has announced that they are planning to remake Max Payne 1 and 2.
Cool.
This is an announcement in conjunction with Rockstar, who owns that property. This is going to be a single product. They are using the current engine, the Northlight engine, which is what they used for Control and Quantum Break and stuff like that. So this is a full-on project. This isn't like, hey, we're going to up-res Max Payne 1 and 2 for they're going to make it. They're claiming it has a similar budget to Remedy's other, kind of big like AAA projects and stuff. But it will be one game, one thing that comprises both of those stories. I'm way into this idea.
Totally, yeah.
My mom didn't let me rent these because they were too mature.
Your mom was probably right to do it. When I think about how old these games are and how you were probably like 9, you probably shouldn't play Max Payne 1 or 2. Maybe you still shouldn't. I don't know. It's rough stuff. I'm super into this idea, and can't wait to see what they do, if they make any like meaningful gameplay changes, because those were games I felt like they were okay on console.
Yep.
But those were PC games. Those were mouse and keyboard games for sure. Like the just, hit right mouse button to jump, dodge to the side and murder people just felt so good and so cool that it just, when they eventually did port it to PS2 and Xbox and stuff, like that just never seemed right to me. But yeah, I guess I wonder if they're going to redo it, because there's all the, there's so much crazy shit. Yeah, man, that could be really cool if they do a full-on remake of all that stuff. That could be really cool, or they could like lose the feel of it and totally fuck it up. I don't know. I guess it could go either way. But Remedy's
they learned a lot with Control,
totally,
like to make combat feel better than the kind of clunkiness going on in Max Payne. That being said, I haven't really played either of those, and I've been interested in them, but they old. So I'm looking forward to a remake.
They definitely old for sure. And yeah, I think that's probably why they are best as mouse and keyboard games, is because they felt like the shooters of that era.
Oh, I never knew that. I always assumed it was geared towards controllers.
No, this is PC games first and foremost. The console versions came later, and just never. Yeah, it was a different time.
Sure.
It was a time when you couldn't count on, and this is a time kind of before the Xbox 360 came out, really. You could never really count on PC games even having controller support, because the controller standard didn't exist the same way that it does now. And it was a real mess. It was just a real fucking mess for years. So just everything was mouse and keyboard, or it was like, do you have this big funky joystick? You're like, fucking no. You got a flight stick, right? Fuck off. No. Or the graphics gamepad, which was just a D-pad and 4 buttons. And you know what? Actually, there was that mid-period where the Microsoft Sidewinder was the controller.
Oh, shit.
6 buttons on the face. I think it had 2 shoulder buttons, and then the D-pad. That was decent. But even then, it was just, sometimes it was just fucking weird. You forget that now, how far we've come in PC gaming.
Yeah. I remember the Gravis and the Sidewinder quite well, in fact.
Yeah. I there's a part of me that hopes that they do this and that it does well, and then Remedy makes a game and calls it Max Payne 3.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
because well, there is a Max Payne 3. Rockstar made it though.
But yeah, it was Rockstar
without Remedy, and people liked it. I could never ever get into it. I could it did not hit me. Like, I fucking loved Max Payne 1 and 2, but 3 I just thought was kind of a different thing. I think that's my worry here, is that it was Max Payne 3 kind of modernized it a little bit and kind of made it a little bit more of a console shooter. I mean, it's still a PC game, but you know, like they modernized it in ways that it just didn't seem cool or fun anymore to me. So I don't know. There's a razor's edge with this thing. Seems like it'd be real easy to get it wrong.
Do you think I will get updated on all the rich lore of Max Payne if I check out the Game Boy Advance version?
Yeah, I mean, that's the definitive version, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
because that was right on the period of like
Valkyrie or whatever. I don't know.
Surprise Game Boy Advance ports being good, like the Tony Hawk one, right?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I don't think this is one of those. But,
okay,
but yes, there were some amazing ports to GBA at that time where they were doing a lot of really good work. I'd have to go back and check, honestly. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm sure you would at least get the story. I mean, I hope that, you know, take this time to update the look of Max Payne and make him not look like Sam Lake and make him look like Mark Wahlberg, and, you know, like really.
Yeah. Oh man, are they gonna like redo all the voice acting too, or?
They would have to. The voice acting was so stunted, and it was, you know, like just it was very much of its era in terms of how much there was and all this other stuff. Like, just the amount of exposition you would have in a modern game would probably be significantly more. So I imagine they will have to do kind of a lot. It'll be a full project, you know. Yeah, it's not going to, you know, there's certainly stuff they can pull from those old games, but it's old, as you said.
Would they be able to I don't know, weave it into the Control story perhaps, or Alan Wake?
Oh, sure. Why not?
I wouldn't be surprised if they like they would add Easter eggs.
Oh, besides Easter eggs, but like, oh, Max is right outside the place.
FBC.
Yeah.
Didn't they already do that? I feel like they already in their more recent games already had the kind of like link to Max Payne in some point, but because they don't have the IP, it probably was a little more you know.
Was Alan Wake the author of the Max Payne? No, that was like Casey so and so was his fictional guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. It's very early. They don't have dates or any of that sort of stuff, but it'll come to current consoles and all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
Exciting.
Yeah. Exciting for Epic these days. They have pulled in an additional $2 billion.
Yeah, you know,
investment.
$2 billion bucks. We'll do something with it.
$1 billion will come from Sony, and another $1 billion will come from Kirby's
got that money.
Kirby's got that money. Kirby sucked up all that money and he's spitting it right at Tim Sweeney. No, that's
the mouthful mode on a bank.
Yeah, it's the company that owns the Lego group.
Oh, sure.
Right. Right.
And this stuff is specifically Metaverse related.
Right. I thought Sony invested in the
Sony had already invested in Epic before. This is them kind of broadening their investments.
Yeah, exactly. But did they not also invest in the Kirby or whatever, or
Kirby? I don't know if Sony has invested in Lego or not. I
thought it was both of them. Okay. All right. Never mind.
But both companies have invested in Epic as part of this latest funding round. And so this is specifically, again, like you go read this stuff, the filing and all this other stuff. It is very much like we're accelerating growth in the metaverse space. And
whatever that means.
They've got big plans.
Think about it though. Epic is already doing it. Like you can talk about metaverse in Facebook sense, and their plans seem so vague and insane that you're like, what do you even like? None of this is real. Whereas you look at Fortnite and go like, oh, you're already integrating a lot of different characters, a lot of different spaces. You already have these kind of destination video games that people actually already enjoy and play, and linking those things together will be much easier and probably much more like short-term fruitful than the idea of just like, everyone's going to wear AR goggles and be in it all the time. You know, all the fucking Zuckerberg shit is fucking like garbage. And in addition to this, there was a separate press release that Polygon has talked about that there is specifically plans for this Epic and Lego team up to develop a kind of family friendly and kids safe metaverse. So, you know, Lego Island multiplayer, you know.
It's so charming. It just reminds me of the early internet where it's just like AOL Kids. That's where the kids hang out, you know.
Where are my Yahooligans at?
Yahooligans.
I guess they could totally pull off Lego Fortnite because you're building in Lego like you do in those games. Yeah. And then instead of like full on guns, you could just have, I don't know, Lego guns. Like, like, oh, you just fired off another peg at me. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could knock someone's arm off and then they have to go put a new arm back on or something, you know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, you could do kart racing. It's, I think the thing everyone is missing from their metaverse pitches is that very thing of like, what are people actually going to fucking do there? Because like, it's always this vague, like they're going to go shopping and hang out.
Yeah.
No, people are like, people will buy things online. I guarantee it. That will continue to happen. But like, if you're just building a hangout space, like a billion of those exist online, and they have over the years. Some of them are graphical, some of them are not. You know, you can go back to,
but without the name, you know, without the Lego brand.
Oh, sure, yeah, but that's part of it. But I think it becomes like the sick thing about this is everyone's just going to end up building PlayStation Home, but with better games.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be like, here's the hangout space, and then now let's all go play Rocket League, and then we'll go back to the hangout space, and then, hey, what are we doing now? Let's go play a couple rounds of Fortnite. Okay, now let's go do this Lego thing. Now let's go do, you know, whatever else Epic is shipping that is a multiplayer thing. Like,
I'm going to dress up as Ryu.
Yeah. Totally. We will gladly let you do that for $15, or you could pay us $55 and we'll send you the gi in the mail too. You know, like,
oh dang,
that sounds like a deal.
You'll probably, well, that's probably, it'll probably be much higher than that, right? But you'll probably have those sorts of opportunities, right? Where it's like, you'll have that thing of like, hey, you bought a pair of shoes and it came with a thing that enables it to be on your Fortnite character, and like that end of it is going to get crazy fast, right? But like, that's if you look at the all of these fucking insane pitches and all this other stuff, like, that Epic is probably the one that makes the most sense, specifically because of all the stuff they did around Star Wars and this fucking Travis Scott shit, or, you know, whatever else. Dude, like, all the other,
fuck it, they're good at it.
Yeah. You know? And they're building it in a sane, they're building it the way a video game developer would build it, and not just a tech company that sees dollar signs. It's not to say that they're fucking altruistic and boy, they're going to nail it and it's going to be great. Like, it's, you know, it's fucking going to be crazy. And I don't know that it's necessarily going to be some amazing thing for the industry or whatever, but you at least look at it. I feel like I can at least look at that plan, which is assuming that's their plan, and go like, okay, that at least makes sense because the destinations are things that people are already playing. Sure. People are already playing the shit out of Fortnite. So if you can build that out into more social spaces the way they already have, but make that stuff a little bit more persistent than it has been, and also integrate some of the other games that they're making, I think it starts to fit together in a way that you could see it, as opposed to the Web3 nutcases that are just like, you gotta put on a VR helmet and get an NFT. Like, you know, just like every buzzword they fucking learned in the last 90 days just coming out of their mouth with no plan.
Right? Sure.
Like, Epic is building something. You know, they bought Harmonix. You know, that a team that seems like it would be poised to build bigger, better music experiences inside of
Bandcamp recently,
the Unreal
right?
Engine. They just bought Bandcamp. Yeah. So, you know, they're building things for independent artists, and maybe they'll fuck that whole thing up. Who knows? But
it's very specific,
probably.
like acquisitions also.
Yeah. And then having this money now come in, and the Lego thing, I think specifically is the thing. The Sony stuff, like, you know, Sony should have probably bought Epic at some point, but it's probably too late. I don't know. But you know, the Unreal Engine gets used in movie and film and all this other stuff. So like Sony has like multiple groups that would benefit from being more deeply invested in that tech, right? So when it comes to making whatever shows they're making,
I mean, hot films like Morbius.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Morbius was an Unreal Engine 3 movie, you know.
Which could have been like, fuck it. Oh, no, I don't want to. We don't need to talk about Morbius.
Drag him, Jan.
It's just a bad movie, and like y'all know me, I like most things. It is not the summer of Morbius.
You walked out of Resident Evil. Did you walk out of this?
I just resigned. My partner and I, we just sat there and just were talking shit the whole time because we were the only ones there. Because we were the only ones there.
I love those experiences, though.
Yeah,
where you're the only people in the theater. You could just like chill out, like
shoes
normal
off.
People. Yeah.
Yeah, we had recliner seats. You know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We should have watched a different movie. But damn. I think
so. What happened that led to you, not to get too sidetracked here, but to get sidetracked here? How did you come to see Morbius? What about it? Was there something about it that you were like, we need to see this film? What was the catalyst? So you're just like, well, my boy Jared's in it, so we gotta go.
I do not bang with Jared Leto. I just want to let that be known. It was the only movie showing at the time we were at the movie theater, and also, you know, we're like occasional Marvel pervs as well. But it's just bad. It's just not. At least the Resident Evil movie was trying to do something. But man, this
it's my guess. Not having seen Morbius is it seems like Morbius doesn't even deserve the kind of like Geely when that came out and people were just like, this is the worst movie ever made and blah blah blah, like people wanted to drag it more than it probably even deserved. Like this seems like it's in that camp of just people are having a good time talking shit about a movie that's just bad, and there are a lot of bad movies.
Yeah, Geely is a bad movie as well, but
not
better than Morbius.
Like the reputation it got.
Wow, better than Morbius.
Better than Morbius. Yeah. Better than Morbius.
The whole part of the Epic news stuff that interests me is the whole Lego aspect, because I don't know. Does this mean Lego's finally coming for the bag? Like they've seen Roblox and Minecraft run away with it for so long that now it's like, nah, it's our time now. I
mean, they're late to the party, if anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they
like, this could have
Epic
been
as a partner, which is a great fucking thing.
Yeah.
And you know, I think the other, well, we'll see, right? But like, remember that like the Lego license for games has been wrapped up with Warner forever.
Oh, okay.
And now it's not. You know, like they'll make like that one that just came out. There's probably more coming from them, according to some of the reporting going around, but there are other people that are going to be making Lego things. So now you've got this 2K stuff that's been swirling around that sounds like it's legit. And then now you've got this kind of Lego Metaverse. This would probably get a pass on a exclusivity license because they can just say, it's a Metaverse, it's not a game, you know, or whatever. But this very much seems like Lego has been fucking wrapped up with Warner for a long time and going like, these games are fine, but like also this last one got delayed fucking 9,000 times.
Yeah.
Like that's Lego not getting paid.
Yeah.
When stuff like that happens. And so yeah, this seems like them looking at the landscape and looking at Minecraft and looking at Roblox and being like, we should have been here 10 years ago.
Because I could see Lego execs being upset with that Star Wars Saga game being delayed so much. Because can you imagine the articles popping out, the videos popping out, spoiling the last episode 9, the last new Star Wars movie?
Sure.
Because it got spoiled through the form of Lego.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
That game was originally supposed to hit in like 2019 or something, wasn't it? Like it's insane. I mean, you know, it came out and it was good and good on them.
Mm-hmm.
But what the?
I don't understand.
Like, damn, that's crazy. So yeah, you're right. This very much seems like the company that owns the Lego group going like, oh, it's our time now. Like we're whatever contractual stuff we were in with Warner is up, and now we're going to get out here and make it happen. So
Cool.
I don't know. We'll see how that all pans out. But like, I don't know. I look at that stuff and I understand why a business would go move in that direction and why Epic would try to build this stuff. I don't necessarily think that who knows? I don't know that what they'll build will be any good, but also I don't know that I'm the target audience for shared space, virtual hangout stuff. Like I've done some of it here and there and had to find time, but it's not something. It's really not something I'm looking for. I'd rather just have a menu that says go to video game and then play video game.
Yeah, like in all these fighting games where you have a lobby, I'd rather not having have a lobby.
Exactly. Fuck that shit. It's a way. But what if that was like a full-fledged social space and you could chat? Like I still wouldn't want to do that. But like even those virtual lobbies are still bad.
Yeah, I'm curious if like
the idea is bad, but
younger audiences want that, because you think about how kids had to spend 2 years in a quarantine, right? And like they lack that type of social connection that they just probably thrive in online spaces and games, and they're hopefully making friends easier and it's less toxic, but it's the internet, so who the fuck knows how those actual audiences are with each other? Yeah,
I wonder, like, you hear there's stuff that like, and this is like stuff that I feel like I heard 10 years ago or something now, but like it was a really mind-blowing notion of just like, there are kids that don't feel this like grinding urge to get their driver's license right on their 16th birthday. This idea that they need to get the fuck out and go out and fucking get into some fucking shit is really weird to me. That was a generational thing when I first started hearing stuff like that. They're like, oh, like having a car is not the aspirational thing it used to be, and people are just doing stuff online and all this stuff. Like I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense, but like I couldn't wait to just be able to fucking leave.
Yeah.
If you had the internet at the time, would that have softened the blow?
I did not at 16, but I had it at 17, and it was a very different internet. But
yeah.
I was downloading MP3s and copying them to cassette tapes at one point. That was a life I led.
Sure.
And but I don't know. There was just very much an idea of just like, I need to get the fuck away from here. And that doesn't seem like it's quite as prevalent, or at least again, that was something that, seems like it's a trend of a decade ago or more. And I don't know if that's still the case, but yeah, between that, the pandemic, all this other stuff, like it's why the thing I keep asking every time we talk to developers of car games is like, okay, like there's this aspirational aspect of like, I get to drive all these expensive fancy cars, but like, what do you do when the kids growing up don't care about cars anymore? Or what do you do when self-driving car technology gets good enough that no one really drives cars anymore? Like, who then cares about your game anymore?
They become period pieces.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah. Or like weird sci-fi, now they're space cars, or whatever. But like,
yeah, I never thought of like cars eventually becoming a niche hobby. Like I know like people that are into cars, you can go super far into it and everything, especially with the Gran Turismo games. But it's never crossed my mind that getting into a car could just be like, oh yeah, I remember when my dad used to do that.
Right.
Type of thing.
Get behind
like
the wheel
kids.
and do all this other stuff. I feel like we've had a huge setback on it just because self-driving tech has been so maligned and so shitty, and Elon Musk is doing far more harm than good to the cause of like moving in that direction by just being himself.
I would really like
want an electric vehicle, but this is the only dickbag making them.
Yeah,
there's more all the time. Like they're gonna come for him at some point and be like, all right, we're I know we've been beaten up for a long time, but we're still Ford. And probably make something happen there. But yeah, I don't whatever. I guess, a lot of that stuff is changing, and all of that is to say like this metaverse stuff, this like social hangout space stuff, I think makes some amount of sense, but it might not be for this audience.
Yeah.
The four of us, a lot of the people in the chat, like people that are used to playing traditional video games, like, there's still there's still weird backlash against mobile games. Like there's still people that
Totally.
hold that,
Sure.
that, you know, or free to play or any of this other stuff, games as a service. Like, you know, things just keep moving forward. And
there are people that still actively treat like there are console wars happening, you know, like console specific fanboys are still very much a thing.
That's
it's
so
insane.
amazing to me.
Yeah. Good for them, I guess.
Crazy. Yeah, like Grubb got caught up in some of that because someone photoshopped a fake tweet from him claiming that, saying that like Kingdom Hearts 4 was funded by Sony, and so you had all these like, all these. There was one. I saw one version of that going around. There was someone going like, "Haha, Xbox," and it was like, what?
Fuck.
Sony doesn't need to pay to fund Kingdom Hearts 4 to keep it off Xbox. Square just is Square.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Xbox? Is that a thing? Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, no, Tomb Raider will come to that. Anyway, like, you know, yeah, maybe eventually. I bet that Kingdom Hearts 4 does not come to Xbox day and date.
Yeah.
It'll end up being like PC and PS5.
Oh, with Kingdom Hearts, like the PC version is going to come like a year and a half later.
And it'll be broken, and it'll be an Epic exclusive, and you know, and whatever else that will anger some segment of the gaming population.
Not to derail us and go back to Kingdom Hearts, but I wonder if the rhythm game is going to factor into the general story, and then Sora and Donald are going to be like, "Hey, Sora, remember when we were hitting notes?"
Like Goofy?
No, that was my
like
Donald
Goofy.
Duck. That was my Donald Duck.
That's a good Donald. That's a good Donald.
Thank you. And scene.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah.
You played that?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It had this
Right.
that 2-player mode that was like this weird
Tails was in
interlaced.
it.
It looked like a freaking Amiga game. It was all squashed, all
Seriously.
weird. Crazy.
I thought my TV was broken.
Yeah. They made a movie version of it that came out last weekend called Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It did not come out on Tuesday.
Oh, that's
They did not have a Sonic the Hedgehog Tuesday.
I hope theaters added chili dogs to their menus, at least.
Some did. Yeah, absolutely.
Could you imagine? I mean, working in a movie theater and cleaning up theaters already fucking sucks. Can you imagine fucking chili dogs?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, like they kind of do it at 7-Elevens, and that cheese and chili station is a mess all the time.
Yeah. I mean, 7-Eleven is fine with it being a disaster in there. It's a 7-Eleven. You expect it.
Right.
It smells so bad inside of a 7-Eleven.
Oh,
God damn it.
I went in there the other day.
Oh.
Got me some mini tacos.
Shit. Damn it.
Some Diet Dr. Peppers.
Were they mini as well?
So bad.
No, those were just regular stuff. I've been on a fucking unholy Diet Dr. Pepper kick lately. I can't fucking tell you why, but
it tastes like real
specifically
Dr. Pepper.
Fountain. Out of a fountain.
Okay.
I got those bottles at 7-Eleven.
More bubbly.
It didn't do what I needed.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
No, it's the carbonation.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, fountain drinks are obviously different. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog made $71 million across its opening weekend domestically, $141 million worldwide. Kotaku's broken this stuff down, but Deadline Hollywood, this stuff it's the talk of Tinseltown, baby. Buku Bo.
Sonic is saving the movie theaters.
All of them. So yeah, that's the biggest video game movie opening ever. The critical reception seems a little bit mixed.
Yeah.
Wow.
On the review front, but like I realize that I've reviewed a lot of video games in my day, but I'll also be the person who tells you I see no value in a movie review in terms of like, should I go see it or not?
Very subjective, sure.
I go back and forth.
For me, it's just like one is an hour and a half investment and one is 40 to 60 hours and a significantly larger amount of money, like the video game review. There's something to that. Whereas like I went spend $11 and it was bad. Like who cares? It's fine. I saw a bad movie. Whoops. Morbius. This is Jim Carrey's biggest opening ever.
Wow. Really?
And,
holy shit.
And I guess he had been talking like he might retire. I bet that this is the sort of thing that if they're going to keep making more of these movies, this is the situation where they're like, oh, we're going to put whatever money we need to put in front of Jim Carrey to make sure that this gets made with his involvement. Right? I mean, it kind of has to be.
I would have thought Dumb and Dumber Yeah, or Bruce Almighty would have been big.
Or The Mask.
Or The Mask. But wow. Dang.
Damn.
You know, movies are more expensive now. I think there's a currently right now there's an increased fervor for people to get the fuck out of the house because they haven't been able to for so long. So we also live in this era of the mega blockbuster kind of Marvel thing that like these movies just get crazy, but also movie tickets cost less than yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of inflation sort of thing there, or some kind of today dollars versus $1990 or whatever.
But also the baseline, like the first Sonic movie was pretty okay.
It was all right.
And yeah, it was pretty all right. And then to come out with a sequel, it's like fucking why not? Let's it's like the right place, right time. Let's go see the Sonic 2 movie with your kids.
I still need to see the Sonic 1 movie. I haven't I have not caught that yet. I'm sure it's fine. I like
that's saying
Ben
a lot.
Schwartz a lot.
Ben Schwartz is very funny. Yeah.
One of the best podcast guests of all time. Ben Schwartz, voice of BB-8.
Yeah.
He is BB-8.
He is BB-8.
Yeah.
So here's my question. How fucking freaked out do you think Nintendo is about this Mario movie they got coming up?
Oh man.
Not at all.
I don't think so, because they got
they sold the rights and they fucking this is not on their radar at all.
They got so much star power. They got Chris Pratt power. I don't think they're really that.
You think
worried.
Chris Pratt is going to bring $141 million?
I don't think so. I think Nintendo thinks so. I don't think they're worried about it.
Also, like the other people they have attached to that movie, I think could help push it. I don't think they're scared. I mean, they have Anya Taylor-Joy. She's hot right now in Hollywood. Charlie Day is cool.
He's Charlie Day.
He's Charlie Day.
He's transcended in a sense.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
Yeah, they do have a lot of star power.
Yeah, I don't think they're that concerned about it.
No,
they should be a little concerned about
it.
I don't think
they should be.
But
also,
Nintendo is Nintendo. Like they've never like given too much of a shit about like what else is going on in the space.
Stay in their lane.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
Almost to a fault, though.
Yeah, almost to a fault.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I think for me it's really hard for me to see what a Super Mario Brothers movie is about and have that be an interesting story on its own. I feel like the Sonic character and universe and all that other stuff just lends itself better to a wider array of fiction.
Really? Oh man.
And the Mario stories have been like, yo man, this dinosaur turtle thing got this lady again. We better go get her.
Which is why the 1993 movie, not too bad, because they expanded it out, made it this fish out of water, alternate dimension thing. You kind of have to do that because there's so little to work with plot-wise, especially at the time when there was only like 4 games out. I don't know.
Yeah. And
also, like,
but it's
Sonic
not like
has
the
this
later
whole
games have built on it.
You know, Sonic has this whole extended universe of like all the comics and stuff like that. So clearly, like they've been like working all sorts of angles on this IP for absolutely ages now. So I mean, there's a lot more potential there.
Yeah, definitely. I hate to say it, but they have done well at shepherding the Sonic the Hedgehog IP. Except for the part where they have to still make video games, like that's been the fault, right? That's the flip flop. It's like Sonic, they've been like good at like, hey, we made some good cartoons, and people like Sonic X and people like this, and Jaleel White, everyone loves that guy, and you know, like over the years they've done a good job, Archie Comics, all this other stuff, making Sonic the Hedgehog more than just a video game. Meanwhile, all the video games are dog shit. And on the flip side, you've got the Mario end where they're like, yeah, we did that. Yeah, Lou Albano did that thing, and that was fun, but not good. You know, he did Bob Hoskins as Mario. Like, that's fun to look back on, but it wasn't good. It did not lead to
excellent. It wasn't good. It was excellent.
It's its own thing. It's its own thing. You know, you could take the fucking IP off that, and it would still be a weird ass fucking movie that would still have
a fucking movie.
But like, in terms of just like serving the Mario universe, The Wizard is a better Mario movie than the Mario movie was. And I just feel like Nintendo has not done a good job of expanding that stuff outside of games.
Mario himself is like hardly a character.
Yeah.
You know, Sonic has a lot of personality, you know. He's impatient. He's sassy.
He just taps his foot. Yeah.
He's got an edge to him. People love edgy shit.
We've been playing the long game.
I don't know what Mario's even about. He's just a happy guy that goes wahoo. You know?
And he saves this lady over and over again.
Yes.
Hey, today's a good day for me. We talked about Kingdom Hearts. We talked about Sonic. I'm living, baby.
All right.
Jan show.
You know,
starring Jan.
It's I think that Nintendo might like squeak out okay because of they're attached to the Minion people, right?
Yes.
Illumination.
Yeah. And they do good stuff,
Yeah, that studio, like, for as much flack as we give the Minions, like, those
You're over
minions,
here saying those Minions, they do good stuff. I don't...
Yeah, no, I will fucking go down
though.
with that. Seriously.
Yeah,
that's very popular.
They are not bad.
Yeah, I still want them.
I think...
Just go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think, you know, the recognizability of the Mario IP plus the recognizability of the Minions, you know, studio... I think it's a shoo-in. Of course, it's going to do good, and the recognizability of Chris Pratt and etc., all those Hollywood types, it's going to do completely fine. Will it be like critically acclaimed? Maybe because Illumination Studios is good. Is that the name of the place?
Illumination, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to feel like a jackass if I'm going on about the wrong studio there. I think it'll be fine, but I don't think it'll have the same chutzpah as the Sonic movies. But I don't know. What were you going to say, Jan?
I was going to say that, you know, comes out. With all the power that Illumination has, they could probably get Pharrell to produce a soundtrack to the Super Mario movie.
Again, yeah.
You know, just like he's done with all these Minions
We have another
movies.
fucking happy.
Shit. And then
just Pharrell doing like Neptune style remixes of all the Mario music.
And then like, hey, and like, you know, the Minions may be oversaturated, but they could do the same damn thing with Goombas. Imagine Goombas littering.
And Mario.
Yeah.
Mario's hung out with the Rabbids, which are just video game minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
they're good minions.
They're practically the same as the Minions. So I mean, it's almost like
that's not wrong.
And the Minions, they wear overalls just like Mario and Luigi.
Right? They could fit in.
Yeah.
Parallels are endless.
1-to-1.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
They're Italian. It's not often stated, but the Minions are Italian.
No. Yes.
They're French as fuck. What are you talking about?
They're basically Smurfs.
They're like Ewoks. They speak a bunch of languages.
Let's see what else is going on. The Magic Castle.
Oh no.
This is a location that's been around for about 60 years or so. It's been a Los Angeles landmark of sorts. If you're into magic,
not the gathering,
magicians, not the gathering, but it is a gathering.
Shit.
You are gathering to see magicians, and different type of cards are used.
This is a place?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
like memory cards or like USB sticks, or
in order to get in, you have to know someone and get an invite. It's like an academy. Like magicians perform there. They have multiple stages. They do dinner. You know, it's yes. This is a
private club that presents magic shows.
You can also train to be a magician there. Not saying from experience.
Someone bring me to this batshit place.
Well. Your chances maybe just went up. I don't know.
No,
Randy Pitchford, famous magician, and as the LA Times refers to him, a video game mogul.
Okay.
You know, the former head of Gearbox that is now, since they got bought by Embracer, he's part of Gearbox Studio. Like his title changed and he escalated into a part of the whatever it is Embracer does. And he made a fucking lot of money as a part of that process. He has put some of that money into purchasing the Magic Castle, which has been family run or the land has been run by a family for that 60 years, the Glover family specifically.
Family of magicians?
Yes.
You're going too fast for me. This is a whole new world of information.
Okay, how about this? Randy Pitchford is the grandnephew of 20th century master magician Richard Valentine Pitchford, who was known as the Great Cardini.
I knew it!
I'm losing my mind. This rules. This is so dumb.
So this is, you know, obviously like the pandemic hit a lot of different businesses really hard, and this land is literally I was sitting in a hotel restaurant yesterday, looking out a window, asking someone questions about this Magic Castle. I literally said, like, so did Randy buy the Magic Castle? And because the news had not quite broken yet. And so, all right, I'll back up. I got a DM about 3 weeks ago from someone claiming to be a bartender in LA.
Okay.
That just said, hey, Randy Pitchford bought the Magic Castle. And I was like, what the fuck? All right.
An anonymous tipster that then vanished into thin air.
Exactly. And like, I filed that away as like, that seems like something that would definitely happen, but I can't verify that. Finally got in front of someone and was able to ask them, so did that fucking happen? But it turned out to be the day that the LA Times ran the article saying, yes, it did, and all this other stuff. So, so there you go. You know, real estate developers, this is all according to the LA Times. The real estate developers were hoping to buy the spot and turn it into like a hotel. And all. It's like this, like really centrally, like Hollywood and Highland, like right in the middle of
spot.
It's a weird spot, and it's all just kind of like right there in Franklin, and it's been around forever, and it's been this thing of just like, you know, you have to know someone to get in. And so, you know, in video game circles, you would always hear about like crews of people in and around video games that would get in. And I believe it was often because of Randy Pitchford, you know, being a member and all this other stuff. So obviously he's been involved in this community for a very long time and all this other stuff. And at some point, as the business changed because of the pandemic and all this other stuff, maybe they just became a little more amenable to selling it, and it's no longer in the family, as I guess. So they're selling it to him, and the academy that actually runs the Magic Castle themselves will be able to stay there and do their thing.
Wow.
And Penn Jillette was psyched, according to a quote in this article.
Damn.
Friend of Randy Pitchford, Jen Penn Jillette, was psyched.
Jen Pillette.
Maybe not the most neutral. So
Jan.
Fascinating. Wow.
Jan, I can't help but notice your comment in the chat that you've been to the Magic Castle. You can't just sneak that. Tell me about the Magic Castle.
How'd you have to dress?
Castle?
Like how hard did you have to go on the dress code?
I just wore a suit.
Yeah.
And then I just
with like doves inside or anything?
No.
Okay.
I did wear a scarf though.
Sure.
It wasn't it wasn't like a bunch of scarves. It was just like a drape over. Yeah, I knew a guy that knew a guy that knew a magician, and then I was like, please.
Yeah.
I said, say the magic words, and you said, please. They're like, not those ones.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
You failed the quiz to get in.
It looks cool, but then knowing that it is now owned by Randy Pitchford kind of makes me sad.
Claptrap owns that place.
Oh
No.
That's the Magic Castle that Claptrap built.
No.
It's the Magic Castle that Tiny Tina built. It's built on it's built entirely out of USB sticks.
Memory cards, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone bring me there.
So that's weird.
Go.
I don't know. That's obviously like tangentially related to video games, but also I don't think I ever would have heard of this building if it had not been for video games. So in some ways, it's a very video game thing.
Do you think magic is closer, near and dear to his heart than video games are?
Yes, I do.
I think so. I think that's his day job.
But I think a lot of it for him is about the performance and the flourish. And I think some of that translates into video games into some weird way. But
man.
So like when I first read this in the doc and it said, you know, Randy Pitchford buying property from the Glover family who has owned it for around 60 years. I thought you meant Glover. The game Glover.
Yeah, you gotta love the glove.
And then I was like, 60 years? Is there some other
60 years of Glover.
What?
Originally, they were just gloves.
But then because of magic, they became Glover.
Yeah.
It's true. That's the plot. A wizard zapped him, made him real, and saved the crystals, and da-da-da.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're already aware of the Glover family lineage then?
Yes. Yeah. I'm a historian of the, heritage of Glover.
One simply must love the glove. In China, they have resumed game approvals. This has been frozen for the better part of a year. In China, in order to release a video game, the government must approve it first before it can come out. And at some point earlier in the pandemic, they just said, nah. And they've done this before. And as you can imagine, it smacks quite a crimp into the video game industry when China just goes like, we're not gonna let any more games come out for a while. They're like, wait, we had plans to, like, no, we're not gonna do that. And the reasons for this have always been unclear. GameDaily.biz is kind of saying like that this is part of maybe like a larger, they limit the time that kids can play games in China to, I believe it's like 3 hours a week, which is not a lot.
Whoa, damn.
We'll never be able to compete in esports with that sort of law going on, man.
Well, they're probably like have to be over 18 in order to do. I don't know how they do it. But a lot of restrictions around that sort of stuff. And then, like I said, at some point they just said, hey, we're no more game approvals right now, without really getting into why or how long or any of that other stuff. So they've turned that back on, but just for domestic companies. So, Chinese companies that are looking to bring out games in China are able to get some approvals through. Last time this happened, it seemed like there was a bit of a lag between allowing foreign companies to bring their games in for approval. And so I think the expectation, GameDaily.biz talked to Daniel Ahmad, who's an analyst with Nico Partners, and he specializes in the Chinese market. And the presumption here is that they will open up the foreign approval process a little bit sooner than perhaps they did last time. It seems like a lot of this is around that kind of parental, like, hey, we want to maintain some kind of moral standing stuff. Like that's, I can't speak for the entire Chinese market expertly. It's something I want to know more about because it is so fascinating and weird with this stuff. So they've turned the spigot back on, and Nico Partners is anticipating somewhere between 500 and 700 new game approvals in China this year. Wow. The 45 publishing licenses went to companies like Baidu and iDream Sky, and 37 games, and a lot of studios that, well, I'm sure a lot of listeners of this podcast have never heard of. I've barely heard of them. XD Incorporated. Like, okay, all right. Is
that 3 hour like time limit on games, is that only for console games, or do you know if that also includes like mobile stuff as well?
I don't know if it includes mobile stuff. It's primarily aimed at PC stuff. If I have this right, which again, I'm not an expert on it, but it was the idea originally was around the kind of PC kind of net cafe, like prevent you from just hanging out in there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And was kind of around preventing kids from wasting their entire lives in, those sorts of places.
As you do.
You do, sure. And so console games, I mean, official releases of console video games in China is still like a relatively newish thing, or it's kind of a fleeting thing that kind of comes and goes. Like, I think everyone has their consoles out in China now, but they all, I believe, are partnering with local companies to help bring them over and all that sort of stuff. Like it's like a weird
Soldier Boy.
Yeah. Soldier Boy is bringing over the consoles and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so it's a definitely a weird market that everyone talks about how much they care about it, and then the Chinese market, the Chinese government just can snap their fingers and be like, hey, your business is done here.
Damn.
And so for a lot of smaller Chinese publishers, this was, this ended them or really, really hurt them. For the bigger companies, they were able to diversify and kind of stay afloat and all this other stuff. But yeah, just a big old middle finger to video games by the Chinese government.
Right.
And we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Like they'll probably open it back up. I think that, there are probably some publishers here in the States that were counting on the Chinese market for some portion of sales and some portion of some budget that are like, okay, good. Okay. If they're going to allow this again, then maybe we can get some stuff through and still ship where we intend to ship.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, that sort of stuff. I guess like, cause I remember trying to play the first like Call of Duty Online, the Chinese free to play Call of Duty. and having to very much like fake a state ID or whatever it was, to like enter fake numbers into a form so that I could play it. And then on top of that, there was like that limitation of just like a certain number of hours and stuff. I think there's like if you have a minor account, a parent can bypass that curfew, if I remember right. Like there's a way around it for some projects, but yeah, it's a weird bit of business, but I'm sure that there's at least something of a sigh of relief from some publishers out there that they are opening the doors again on some of that stuff. And that's going to do it for the news.
All right.
We'll take one more break. We'll come back, talk about some emails after this.
Yes.
Stop letting your subscriptions control you. It's time to control your subscriptions. It's time to save some money by canceling the subscriptions that you don't need. That's why there's Truebill. Do you know why free trials renew without your consent? Because they're trying to get you. Don't let those companies pocket your money for a service maybe you're not even using it. Get a hold of Truebill and take control. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. What is Truebill? It's the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions that you don't need, you don't want, or maybe you just forgot that you even had it. Some companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, so Truebill makes it incredibly simple. You link up your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so that you don't have to. I found another subscription service on my own the other day that had renewed without me even realizing it. And I was like, why am I doing this? I gotta hook all this stuff up. I gotta get a look at what is going out the door every month. Some of these are annual. That's the ones where they get you, right? Because the monthly ones, you see it and you go like, oh, every month it's a bill. You go, oh, right, that thing. But sometimes they're like, hey, we're just gonna hit them for $380 right here in April, right before tax time. Man, no one needs that. Truebill has over 2 million users and has helped save them over $100 million. That just seems smart. That just seems like smart, having something that'll take a look at this stuff for you and just get a good look at where your money's going. You know what I mean? So if you're suffering from way too many subscriptions syndrome, there is a way out, and you don't even have to talk to anybody. Let Truebill do the work for you. Don't fall for these subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/bomb. Go right now, truebill.com/bomb. It could save you thousands a year. truebill.com/bomb. It's springtime. You know what that means? Spring cleaning. The carpets need cleaning, the drapes need dusting, and the lawn needs mowing. Spring has sprung, and the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming have the best tools for cleaning aisle 5 in your pants. Time to clear out your winter bush and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code Bombcast. Manscaped has the full package for your spring cleaning this year. The Performance Package 4.0. The only tool you need to keep your zone looking and smelling like the fresh tulips your partner wants. To start off your spring cleaning, use the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer to get the most precise shave on your hedges. They are constantly this spring cleaning thing. I get it. But let's not beat around the bush by let's beat around the bush by let's not beat around the bush. Am I right? Am I right? We're gonna shave your genital triangle here is what we're talking about. Keeping it tidy, whether that's all the way off, style is up to you, right? But hey, trim it down. Get it smelling better than it would normally. You know what I mean? The Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer is waterproof. So, you know, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to get wet. This can be a part of your shower routine. It's got an LED light on it to help light up the area. Make sure you're, hitting the right spots, all this other stuff. And they've got the Weed Whacker. This is a nose and ear hair trimmer providing proprietary skin-safe technology that helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate areas. And after cleaning your nose, make sure to get rid of that foul ball smell with the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. The Preserver is an anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer for your nuts. And your Crop Reviver, that's a spray-on toner. If you're not toning, what are you doing? Keep everything tidy, keep it nice, and finish off with the Plow 2.0, the perfect razor for the finest shave on your face. Man, we're shaving faces now? This is insane. If you're using the Lawnmower 4.0 and your ball's in your face, you're doing it wrong. So hey, the folks at Manscaped are like, we should put a razor in there for people to use on their face because you don't do both with one thing. You know what I mean? Hey, the start of spring also marks the start of Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. That's April. Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer, men's health, and early cancer detection. Manscaped is committed to raising awareness for the most common form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35 and giving support for fighters, survivors, and families impacted by testicular cancer as part of their We Save Balls initiative. So you can smell oh so fresh and so clean this spring. And how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to get 20% off and free shipping with the code Bombcast at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Bombcast at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. Manscaped. All right, we're back, and that means it's time for emails. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address you need to send your emails to if you want them to be considered for inclusion on this very program.
707 exit. No, shit.
That's a different
show.
That's a different.
Very sorry. Very sorry.
Brand, different quality of product. Nick from South Carolina writes in and says, is the Magic Castle going to be converted into a medieval times? Asking for a friend.
Thumbs up.
I don't even.
Let's hope so.
The magic version of a medieval times.
Yeah.
If they have a large enough basement, I suppose they could, because you need that big football field to do the jousting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised when I went to medieval times at how good the food was.
Yeah. Actually,
yeah, okay, I don't remember that, but
amazing food. Oh my god, the tomato bisque to die for. I looked up the recipe. I looked up the recipe for this tomato bisque. Oh my god, it's like the only tomato soup I make now. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Medieval Times' own tomato bisque.
Ugh, it's so good.
It's just one of those recipe books of how to make different restaurants fake stuff, but fake. And you're like, I can make Hostess cupcakes, or I can make the Medieval Times tomato bisque.
It's pretty easy, actually. I recommend
2
it.
USB sticks, stir the taste.
1 ham leg.
I'm a couple weeks behind on the podcast, says Travis from Florida, formerly from Philly. So you might not be taking crime emails anymore, but I thought you might like this one because it involves video games. I worked at a GameStop in the early to mid 360 era. When you sold a 360 to GameStop, the detachable hard drive was considered a separate item, which was usually bought from the customer for about $30. One evening, when me and a senior coworker were on the closing shift, I opened a drawer to find 4 or so Xbox 360 hard drives. When I asked him why they didn't have any labels on them, he just placed one finger over his lips and made a mischievous shh sound.
Nice.
After close, he went out to his car and brought in a duffel bag with about 24 more hard drives. He had been ripping off unsuspecting customers, only buying the console in the system and pocketing the drives every night when he closed. He proceeded to trade in every drive for store credit and used it to buy a PlayStation 3, which was still $600 at the time.
Jesus Christ. Nobody fucking looked at him like trading in 20 different fucking hard drives.
Yeah. And
that's
going like
amazing.
And going like, hey, what's going on here?
They didn't care. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I mean, he's senior coworker,
Impressive.
so he was working closing shifts, so the levels of oversight are a little bit reduced there if you're
I suppose
maybe able to do that.
Still, goddamn.
The whole crew did the occasional shady transaction, but this was the most vagrant and downright wrong thing I saw in my years
absolutely.
there. I like the idea of using the word vagrant instead of flagrant there. And then he goes on to talk about how GTA 4 had full months of Xbox Live in the case. But yes, thank you for that. That's a good little crime. John from Baltimore writes, this is similar to your conversation last episode about Kirby's texture. What do you think a Goomba feels like? Does it have the extra feeling of a regular mushroom, or does it have hair? If you cut into one, would it have organs, or is it just a mushroom?
Just a mushroom.
No, I think it's got organs.
It's got eyes.
It's got eyes. That's really about it. Well, it's got a mouth as well, but I rarely see it open. Probably a brain? No.
I read a headline yesterday that said that mushrooms know 50 words.
Oh, now that just makes me sad.
And they communicate with other mushrooms.
Words? No, they don't.
Words in the sense that there are 50 different things they can communicate to other mushrooms.
Bullshit.
I don't have 50 things I need to communicate with other people. What are mushrooms chatting about?
Right.
I was like, hey, are these spores good? Does my spores look okay? What's up with my spore? Hey, how's it going over there? Should I spread over there? No?
I hope it's
What's
just
the water like?
bad.
Double shot. Let's
How'd
go.
they find this out?
Science is weird.
Fake news.
Fake.
I didn't click
Fake
on the story.
science.
It was a headline I saw.
Was it one of those headlines at the very bottom of a page?
Very bottom, yeah.
Yes. Scientists hate these mushrooms for
bad mouthing them with 50 different words.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Hard Bodies where the guy knows how to flip people off 50 different ways. Burton from Colorado.
Cliff?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I'm going to say probably not.
Probably
Background, I play sports games, but cranking all the sliders is too easy, and becoming the greatest player that sports has ever seen is fun for me. The issue is I hear the same commentary over and over again. The worst was MLB The Show. They only have one line read for a perfect game, and naturally, I would throw a perfect game every time I played.
Naturally.
My question is, which sports game franchise will be the first to try out an AI doing the sports commentary through a vocaloid? There's got to be thousands of hours of both real world and video game recorded commentary for each of these sports that you could train an AI to do it. Do you think we see it in this current console generation? And which sports franchise do you think will be first?
It'll be Madden. Like they'll bring Madden back in the form of a Vocaloid, right?
I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because Madden, I think because when was the last time Madden was doing commentary in Madden games? I think it's been quite some time.
They still have those samples somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, yes, they have him saying boom and all, they have that stuff, but
it's not going to be a sports game. It's going to be a Call of Duty, and they'll just have like Snoop Dogg or Ice-T's AI Vocaloid voice handy.
Calling out your name and saying how well you're doing.
Maybe.
I don't know. That stuff is getting better all the time in a scary, it's a scary pace.
Yeah,
so
check out UPF last week for examples of that.
Yeah. And that was done with not that many voice samples, what we were doing there. So like if you had access to the people and said, okay, go in the booth and do this and all that, then, you have a lot more access to clean voice samples and you can do some really good sounding stuff, especially if you have time to massage the different reads and make sure that all the words are pronounced properly and all that sort of stuff. You can really do a lot with fake voices. And I don't know. I think right now it's probably still cheaper to, I guess, like, why do it is the thing. Is like, are there, how many more copies of a game, how many more copies of MLB The Show do they sell if they had 5 different line reads for a perfect game instead of 1?
Bob Uecker, yeah. Bob Uecker commentating.
It would have to happen because like a voice actor commentator would be more money than the AI commentator. Like once it gets to that point when the AI is cheaper to hire than a physical person, like then they'll do it.
Yeah, or in a sport where there maybe isn't a known, you know, like all these games have people that do it in real life. And then that's part of the appeal, is that these are the real announcers and all this other stuff. So if you had a sport where that maybe wasn't as big of a draw, I'm just going to pull it as an example. Like, I don't know, hockey. Who announces hockey? No one will ever know.
Yeah.
Nope. No one will know.
Who does it? I don't know.
Do you
like maybe you could do it there?
On that same tip, do you think they could like just get like the local station radio people or local announcers regionally and be like,
yes,
hey, if you want Crook and Kipe for the SF Giants 680 KNBR, you pay an extra $15. I might pay an extra $15 to hear Crook and Kipe.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah,
but also, even still, would it still be easier to just record them doing it,
right,
and sell it?
Yeah, how many variations of specific lines? Just
to have different broadcast teams come in and do the line reads and, you know, put their own kind of spin on it. I just wonder if that's right now, that's probably still easier. Eventually you get to a point where you're just like, oh, we're just going to source these voice files from the recordings you've already done. You don't have to come in and do it. Or a situation where, yeah, someone is sick or someone's passed away and they're like, hey, we want to do this. Which gets into a whole different thing, right?
Yeah. Maybe I could see using AI vocaloid versions of current announcers for special events or whatever. Like, hey, this person won a tournament and like the tournament's all done like remotely at home and they just want to announce that person's name or whatever.
Right.
But even then, like that seems like such a thing of like, just pay the person to record all these players' names once you get to like a top 10, top 16 or whatever.
Totally. And just throw them in. Like it's still probably faster. The thing I thought was awesome, that didn't work out, and I guess I get why, when EA Sports did not have the UFC license and they just were doing EA Sports MMA, and they went and got fighters and did all this other stuff, they had this idea of like the online modes building to this eventual like pay-per-view like event. Not that you had to pay to watch it, but it was like you could watch it and it'd be like, oh, the top fighters in the community are going to fight, and they would do live commentary. Weird. So you would go to watch the show and you would have people like, you know, developers or whoever it was, whoever their community person that they turned into an announcer, or, you know, whatever it ended up being. I don't remember. But like they literally would have real live humans doing real live commentary over these video game fights at a time when that was not what every single esports broadcast was, and all that other stuff. And, you know, like obviously, you know, that's you know, you can find that now, but to have it be baked into the game like that and have it be something that the game was bubbling up to these big fights and having them treated that way, I thought was a really awesome concept. And so I would rather see a game try to do that again and do real live commentary for certain fights or certain events or whatever, instead of necessarily giving everyone their own custom stuff. Like it'd have to be a game that like it doesn't come out every year, but like the roster changes or something. Like if Madden was to say, hey, we're going to only put out a new Madden every 5 years, but it's still going to get roster updates and you're going to subscribe to it and all this other stuff, then maybe there's a case to be made for like, oh, well, for mid-season updates, we might not have this player's name in the game, or, you know, this sort of thing. Maybe that's more of a baseball thing, mid-season call-ups, than football. But anyway, that sort of situation where you've got like, we need to have these player names, or we need to have like this team went on a hot streak and we need to have that represented in the commentary when you're playing the game, because that's what happened last week and it makes it more live and more real. Like there are cases you could make around there just to keep it fresh. But
maybe you want to mix and match your commentators or whatever. Like I don't know how, if AEW's commented at all about how frequent they're planning on this upcoming game being, but like I don't know, say like you only want Excalibur and Taz and you don't want Tony Schiavone or good old JR, or you want 5 different Tony Schiavones. And like that is the thing.
But like, I want to pay the extra money for like porn fiend Tony Schiavone.
Oh hell
like
yeah!
Real, I want to shoot Tony Schiavone. Yeah, and then announcer Tony Schiavone. Yeah.
Or like, hey, I've started watching AEW with Japanese commentary. It hits in a different way.
Right on.
It hits that I don't understand anything they're saying. But like,
start picking up some things.
But the excitement is there. And then like
Sugoi!
exactly.
Abunai! Hayai!
Oh man.
Yeah.
Good time.
Sugoi.
Shinju Nakorima.
That does sound pretty good. Let's see. Yorie from the Netherlands writes in and says, the ESA and Meta must be having talks, right? Oh, I'm sorry. The question is in the title. Will E3 live on in the metaverse?
There it is.
The ESA wants E3 to become relevant again. Meta wants anybody to take them seriously as a platform for games. I think both organizations would think this is a good idea.
Man.
I remember when the last time there was an E3, they did their virtual booth thing.
I remember making my avatar. Yeah.
Yeah. And how awful that was. Like you don't need to turn that into a VR thing. Like it's not, no one needs it. If VR had become more popular, maybe that would be a use case, but like no one wants to log into a 3D event space to watch all this other stuff.
It makes me
And
sad.
Epic will just do it anyway. Like anyone could do that. You go watch video game trailers. We could load up Tower Unite and go into the room where you can just play YouTube videos and we could watch YouTube trailers all night long.
That sounds like a fantastic time.
Like I don't need Facebook to do that shit. So, but also at the same time, I could see them crafting some kind of ill-conceived business deal that like, this is the future. And it just falling flat on its face because no one actually wants it. But,
and then because it's tied to the metaverse or meta, all of your personal information is leaked out as soon as you sign up and put the helmet on.
Yeah, they're way more efficient about fucking up and leaking all your information.
Cool.
Than E3 has been in the past. So
sick. Efficiency. Love it.
Yeah. Michael from Seattle wants to know, which song do you think is most widely known? Based on nothing but gut instinct, which of the following 3 pieces of music do you think is the most widely known? That is, the greatest number of people would recognize it if it played. 1, the Final Fantasy Victory Fanfare. 2, that scatting bit from Freak on a Leash. And 3, literally just the sentence, everybody clap your hands from the Cha-Cha Slide.
Oh shit, that's still good.
Everybody clap your hands.
Yeah.
I
followed by the second one and then Final Fantasy last.
I think more people would recognize the bit from Freak on a Leash than the Final Fantasy Victory Fanfare.
What
Yes,
is
I do.
What is the bit from Freak on a Leash?
I mean, it's just Jonathan Davis just doing like his fucking bullshit. It's him doing his shit.
I think that's last.
I think that's last.
I think there's enough players of Final Fantasy worldwide that they've heard that more likely than there are listeners of that particular.
Yeah, if you
song?
as soon as you make this worldwide, the Final Fantasy stuff starts to do a lot better.
Quite possibly, but I was that geek, and at my wedding, when we said our I do's, the Final Fantasy fanfare music played.
Oh, that's cute.
And I don't think anybody gave a shit, but we did. But
for you,
yeah, it was for us. Yeah,
some of that's generational, though. Like there's going to be more of an audience that grew up playing games. Like there's
Hey, when the Cha-Cha Slide comes on, I still get hella fucking hyped.
There you go.
I'm still ready to slide left and right.
Yeah, man.
Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
Hands on your knees. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor?
Is that a bad karaoke song?
I don't know.
You shouldn't do that.
Well, I feel like, so when that comes on at a wedding, people don't sing it because they're doing the dance.
Right.
But like other things that do have the singing and the dancing, they will sing, except the Macarena, because white people love the Macarena but don't speak Spanish for the most part, so they're not going to even try. I don't know.
Crisscross.
Yeah.
Crisscross.
All right.
Charlie Brown. What is that?
The Cha-Cha
You don't
Slide.
know.
God.
Zach from St. Louis writes in to say, Norco isn't a future drug and pharmacy story. Norco doesn't need to be a future drug because it's already an old drug.
Totally.
I forgot that Norco literally, so this is a brand name of hydrocodone and acetaminophen.
Definitely had this in the hospital before.
I thought that was Narcan.
Yeah.
No, that's the stuff
That's
that
the
they
drug
like.
one.
They try to make you. That's the stuff they give you when you're overdosing, right? They give you
Yes.
Narcan.
Yeah.
They try to get you
fentanyl
to
stuff.
off addiction. Is Narcan a you are overdosing and we're giving it to
Yeah.
you as an emergency thing?
I
Or is
don't-
it
It's
I
a
don't know.
rescue. It's a rescue
Okay.
drug, I
Oh
think.
wow.
Or yeah, I think it's either that or something they give you as a you are addicted to a thing like a methadone-esque thing. Methadone-esque.
Methadone-esque. That's so fucking weird. Like, I have a doctor that believes that I'm a drug addict because I have methadone in my system,
Uh-huh.
which is prescribed to me for pain.
Ah.
But he's just like, oh, so you have a drug addiction, and I'm like, no, I don't. This is just for pain. So there are other uses for methadone other than
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yes,
sorry.
I have heard
I mean,
of someone.
like most of those drugs were originally for a purpose and not just
Yeah.
for getting fucked up. But you know,
yeah, you don't get fucked up off methadone. Jesus Christ, fucking A. So mad.
On a side note, a pharmacist once told me they had a customer. They told a customer it was too early to refill their Xanax since they should have plenty left. The man proceeded to pull out the bottle of Xanax and pour it all into his mouth, and then said, "I'm out now."
Jesus Christ.
They were still denied, and I'm not sure what happened to that man.
oh Lord,
You might have other problems there, buddy.
terrible. Oh,
That's just a like
I'm out now.
That's a bad.
Huh.
That's
I should try that sometime.
that's
awful.
that's bad multiple ways. I don't.
I've been watching a lot of intervention on YouTube for no
Oh,
reason.
no.
It's like the world's most depressing show. I don't know why I keep doing it because sometimes they get better, sometimes.
Sometimes
And it's heartwarming, but I don't know. I'm just like being a real awful, shitty person, being like, "What's up with these people? Oh no, I'm so
Sure.
sorry. That's terrible." And yeah, they do stuff like that. I'm just like, "Girl, I'm so sorry your life is like this."
My Strange Addiction was my version
that
of
one
that
was
because
good. Oh my
it's a
God.
little less dark in the
Lighter.
intervention sort of way, but it's still like here's
Yeah,
this woman who is
intervention-
drinking pee instead of getting treatment for cancer. And,
Damn.
Yeah, there's like the intervention and hoarders dark area,
yeah.
and then there's kind of like the lighter, like this is still, unfortunately a circus sideshow
Yes.
esque situation.
Yeah, it's like I treat a
treating
sex doll like
people-
it's a real human person. Here's a
Yeah,
half
yeah.
hour about me, and you're like, okay. And then the
just
one
like,
guy
"Oh,
who's
I feel
like,
bad."
I'm in a relationship with my car, and then there's another one that's like, I like to eat plastic.
Yeah, it's that one lady that liked to eat couch cushion
Right?
material.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Oh.
Who doesn't?
There was some lady that ate chalk.
Mhm.
Somebody that ate cardboard.
Yeah.
A lot of ladies get with
a lot
the
of
pica.
lot of ladies, yeah, they're just like are just eating weird.
You get a
shit.
craving for something. Yeah, it's like undeniable.
And right
Now,
now
what
I
do you-
get
what do you do?
I get a craving for this exact kind of trash television that's not good for nobody.
Yeah, eat it up. Eat it
Ugh,
up.
I
Yeah.
hate myself.
Yeah, sometimes that's why it's there. I'm just going to read the subject line of this next email. We don't have to get into it. Emily wrote in to say, "I would like to vape a cheeseburger."
No.
I don't know what that email's about,
That's,
but
it's a complex,
yeah,
not scent, but like flavor, I guess. So
yeah, I don't know. That's I
I've
don't
never
know how-
ingested it through my nose. Like I've smelled a cheeseburger before,
Is-
but
do
Is this
rails of
just
cheese.
is this just a deconstructed steamed hams?
All right, I guess
joke?
now we'll have to we'll actually read the email.
Okay.
Smoking a cigarette takes 5 or 10 minutes. You get it all at once, but if you vape, you can stretch that out over a whole afternoon or day or what have you.
yeah.
Sometimes you want a burger or a can of soda, but all you really want is one big bite or one nice swig. I would like to lackadaisically take a big bite of a hot burger at will, day or night. It doesn't need nutrients or sustenance. It just needs to
that-
feel real or fucked up and fake, but in an interesting way.
Lackadaisically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Rory
Yeah.
points us out in the chat right now. That's not how vapes work.
That's not, I don't think that's how you vape.
That's like a
But-
Willy
but
Wonka situation, if anything.
I get the idea of just like, I would like to, an everlasting cheeseburger. Can we get
Mm,
Sure.
mm.
always fresh, always warm? Not like, oh, I got this cheeseburger 7 hours ago and took one bite of it, and now it is incomprehensible. It is unrecognizable as food.
In there.
I mean,
Mm.
there's a lot of like flavored vapes in general, but they kind of stick to the
Like one
food,
solid flavor.
yeah,
like
one solid flavor of
strawberry
food.
yeah.
That's usually a fruit. You're not gonna find like a baked potato flavored one or something. But maybe you should, is what I'm saying.
Ooh, we're moving on to the main course. Oh God.
What Emily's got to do here is they've got to buy 2 cheeseburgers, one that they actually eat during lunch or breakfast, and then the second one they just cut up into like little bites. They just
and burn
in
it
the
like
microwave.
an incense burner or something.
Or that. And I was gonna say,
Okay.
just keep like little cheeseburger bites on you, and then like when someone needs to kick up their blood sugar, and Emily just needs her cheeseburger fix, just toss in the microwave for 10 seconds. And I'll heat it up.
Cheeseburger bite.
Just like little cheeseburger bites.
Yeah.
All right, I've looked online to see if there was baked potato flavored vapes. I did find a company that is named Baked Potato that sells rolling trays and
That's not the same.
and vape rigs and stuff. But this one is just called Individual Dab Tool. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. Technology's weird.
Doesn't sound right.
That's gonna do it for the Giant Bombcast.
Okay.
Everybody have a great week. Don't vape a cheeseburger.
Don't
I'm also
try
going
it.
to say,
Or if you do, let us know how
Yeah,
you did
you
it.
do.
'Cause I'll
my
check it out.
I've told the story about how my roommate bought the weird. It's a glass bulb, and you could vape alcohol out of it. And
That sounds so bad
rather
for your
drink it.
lungs.
I did it. I took a hit of vodka. I don't know what is that the parlance. It's fucking sucked.
Yeah.
What
sure.
kind of sensation was that in your
It
chest and
burned. It felt
body?
bad.
Yeah.
I did not. I felt a little woozy for a second there of just like, oh, alcohol.
Oh,
but then it was
okay.
gone immediately. It's like, who would do this? Who wants this?
Seems like a waste.
Yes. Also probably an extreme waste.
Right.
But
Because then you don't want to use like cheap stuff. You'd want to use like top shelf stuff because who knows what sediment is laying in that bad vodka.
But does the sediment
Truly.
heat up to a point where you are ingesting it, or are you turning low quality vodka into high quality vodka?
Oh, by distilling it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of my CPAP machine and how I'm freaked out constantly of washing it out, and I have to use distilled water. Other that, I don't know. Maybe I should throw some alcohol into my CPAP machine.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Get a nice sleep.
There you go.
Or nice sleep.
Oh, just put lean in there. Oh yeah.
Eternal
yeah.
rest.
Just be chopped and screwed.
Yeah, just chop and screw your night. With the fucking codeine C. The C in CPAP stands for codeine. Not a lot of people know that. Okay, we're gonna go now. We're gonna leave you with that bit of information. We can put that picture in your head, and everybody have a fantastic week. Arcade Pit finals are tomorrow.
Well, somebody
Oh,
found.
boy.
Come
somebody
check that
found
out.
A roast chicken vape.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll give it a
Ew.
shot.
Why would I don't?
All right.
Vaping seems bad. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
In conclusion, vaping seems bad. We'll be back next week with another edition of the Giant Bombcast.